Wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I wanna be. I will be home for a couple of days, wander around with you. You and me in the cold, thought it'd never be true. Wherever I go, I got you. Oh, I have stopped running, there is no way trying. You better loosen your belt. Drinking hot wine by the fire, don't care of anything else. It's Christmas, and some kind of love, my friend. I'll pray it will never end. Do you like to be here too? It's Christmas, and outside snow's glistening. It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you. Oh, it's such a charm, got you up in my arm. There's nobody at the...
Oh, did I stop the music? I'm sorry. Did you want to hear more music? Happy Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday. Wrong mic. Did I intentionally stop the music? Golly gee whiz, Batman. I don't know, but it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. What are you guys doing on Friday? Hello. I think I had this mic on. Did it work? I didn't know if I reconnected it up. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday for you. Yes, you. It's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday. It's Friday, it's Friday for me. Yes, me. It's Friday, it's Friday. Welcome to Friday. I waited all week to see you. Yes, you. Yeah, you. Hey, welcome. It is Friday night. Friday night, Friday night, Friday night. Okay, so we got anybody in here? Holy golly gee whiz. We almost got a dozen people in here. We already got 3 thumbs up. If I had another thumb to stick up, I have 3 thumbs up. So what did you do? Who did you do it with? How long did you do it and how did it come out? We've had a whole other week. It's been an exciting week, as you could tell. I put up some videos, actually one every day this week. And Friday is the day when you and we get together. We have a good time together. So let's see who's in the room. Let's see who's in the room. Let's see. Oh, I wanted you to know, I actually went live at 10 o'clock. It was a wonderful show. You should have been here. It just, I was on the wrong channel. I was kind of like fiddling around and I forgot it connected to another channel. And so I just streamed on Twitch for maybe, what, 5-10 minutes. And then I realized, wait a minute, there's nobody coming in the room. Where's all my friends? We have to play cards tonight. Or if we don't play cards, we'll do something. Okay, so then I looked. And on Ecamm, I can go into this one section and get the URL for where I'm streaming. So I put it into Chrome, and lo and behold, there I was live on Twitch. So nobody came in the room, guys, so don't think Twitch is anything hot, all right? Nobody even said hello. It just said 0 people, and I just had to laugh. I mean, how dumb can I be? So this week I spent on my videos for the big channel on the overheating issue on the Canon R5. It seems to be a very interesting topic. And not only that, I purposely kind of like separated myself from anyone that could influence me. I wanted to get back to being myself because I was starting to be someone else and I didn't like it. So I did friendly talk with people that, But when it came up with cameras, no, don't want to talk about cameras. So I just did my own studying. Didn't even bother to comb my hair. Who's in charge around here? Who's in charge? Time for a haircut. Okay, so let's see. I used the iMac for a couple of the videos this week, and I used the Randall Tower, and now tonight we are on the iMac. You know why? So that I can go and do this. Well, hello, ordinary filmmaker. How come that moved? Okay, it's back in place. No, I want it to be bigger. I want you guys to be bigger. Yes, I do. How do I make you bigger? One of these buttons makes you bigger. It's not that one. It's got to be this one. There we go. So now you can see what Simon wrote. There we go. All right, ordinary filmmaker. Hi, Simon. How you doing? I didn't know you were there. Okay, I think it's a little. You've got a long one, Simon. Look at that. I got to shorten this up. There we go. Hello, Peter and Greggies. Charles, I left you a comment on the Facebook, the group in there. Okay, even that group is growing, which is cool. So I've got an XT4 coming in, Simon, in time. I hope it's in my time, but I did ask for it, and they did say yes, but I haven't gotten notification that it has shipped yet. So I was thinking about you. Okay, everyone is just you and me, and you and me, and then it was a shuffle in the movie. It was a tap dance, which I don't tap dance. So Norm, how you doing, Norm? Merry Christmas, Norm, and good evening, Greggies around the world. That is what Norm says. And Charles is going, oh, and he's laughing at me probably. That's okay. So Norm is saying hi to Simon. Oh, here we go. Dancing shoes on. Very cool. Hi, Norm. Norm is saying hello to Charles and Lewis. Mr. Camera Junkie, there you are. How you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you for a week. Good to see you. I'm so happy that you're here. I am so glad that you're here. So Mr. Camera Junkie, who is Lewis, is saying hello, PeterGregg live. And here's Tom. I was just putting your name in an hour ago. See the little bottom thing? I put when people are giving donations. I like to recognize them, make you guys feel special. You know, even do the applause thing like this. So, yes. So last week we got two donations. One was Robster, gave $10, and Tom from the Enthusiasm Project gave $25. I was like sitting on the chair, and I fell off the chair. Like, what? How come you gave $25? So anyway, I want to say hi, Tom. Thank you so much. I'll say it publicly. It'll scroll back around. I got it going very slowly across the bottom of the screen. I got my 3 little ice packs leaning up against the Mac to make it cooler. I've got Randy's fan system operating, and I've got the internal fan, and we are running between 138 and 160, oh, it flashed back down, 136. So we're on the cooler side of things, so maybe we won't get too much, boy, I really didn't get dressed. I just ran out from the shower. I came in, I turned it on, I started to go, hi everybody, started talking to everybody. It was really a nice conversation because I was trying to remember everybody's name and going like, I wonder when Norm's going to come in. I wonder when Charles is going to come in. I wonder when Woody's going to come in. And I just started naming everybody's name that I can think of. And then like 5 minutes later, it still said 0. And the whole column that I'm looking at now was empty. And I'm going like, dear Lord Jesus, what is going on here? We've had the rapture. Wait, don't forget me. So I looked outside, and my brother was still sitting here. So I figured, well, we didn't have the rapture. So that's when I figured it out. My lightning quick mind Took all of 10 minutes to figure out I was broadcasting into nowhere land. It was a very fine broadcast, I have to tell you. One of the best ones I have ever done. I was able to change cameras and talk to the Olympus over here. And then after I talked to the Olympus for a while, I switched back over to the... You would have been proud of me. And then I realized it was going to Twitch. Who is on Twitch? Okay. Oh, I know, Charles. I think you broadcasted something on Twitch, didn't you? I saw you over there. So that was... I was giving Tom props because he donated $25, and I wanted to give him a proper thank you, a salute, and hello. I've been looking forward to a good stream. I like when I have a good stream. Don't you guys? Isn't it just a good thing when you have a good stream? And you don't realize it until you have a bad stream that you're appreciative of the good stream, if you get what I mean. Peter's being silly. Norm is saying hi to Lewis. Take a wild guess where the wind... Oh, I forgot. I got so excited. I forgot where the Windex bottle is. Let me think real hard. Okay, I remember where it is. Okay. Woody, how are you doing, buddy? How's my grandkids going over there? I'm beginning to love those grandkids, and I've never communicated with them, have I? So anyway, I hope they're doing wonderful. They're healthy, wealthy, and wise, and all that good stuff. So Woody says, good evening, Peter. It looks like you had a busy week on the regular channel. You know what? I did. I have been fighting against Peter for a long time. And the wrong Peter was winning. And so what I tried to do is, since I stopped doing the nightly live broadcasts and went to the Friday night live broadcasts, which is happening right here, right now, okay, I figured I would try to get to sleep and then record. I wanted to do a lot more videos because the big channel really isn't growing. It went like from 34 to 30, what, 36,000? So every day I wound up not making a video because I wound up getting late. I wound up getting tired. I wound up doing my chores, and I wound up trying to go to bed early, but I didn't go to bed early. My body was in bed early, but my mind was not in bed early. I know Randy's got to work late tonight. I spoke with him today. So anyway, my body was staying up still till 3 o'clock in the morning. So finally, the light went on in my head. Why don't I make tomorrow's video tonight at 10 o'clock? All week long, except for Friday night when I go out with the boys and we play cards, okay? Who brought the pretzels? I want to know. Okay, so anyway. So I started doing that this week. At first it was like, it was slow. But by Tuesday, it was like I hadn't ever stopped. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I did videos. And the Thursday night one from last night went live today. So the biggest topic that I talk about with people, like I had 2 consultations this week, and they both brought up the R5. And then I had 2 photographers that are friends of mine that called me that are basically full-time wedding photographers. They have no channels or anything to do with YouTube. I don't even think they watch much of YouTube. But they watched enough to be afraid. So the one from up in the New England area is somebody that I've been friends with. He's 34, 35 years old, but I got him under my wings at about 19. So he's had a lot of training from me, and he doesn't even bother with the technical stuff. He just calls me and says, should I buy this? Should I buy that? So when the R5 was announced, they said, yes, get your name on the list at so-and-so camera shop. Okay, I buy there also. And so he did. So he called me, he says, they called me a couple of days ago, and I turned the camera down. I said, Michael, why? Why did you do that? He told me not to say his name. His name is not Michael, so forget you heard that part, okay? And he said, I don't know. He says, all I hear is the camera is overheating. It's not reliable. I can't shoot events and weddings and stuff like that with a camera that doesn't work. I should have called you first. Isn't it wonderful when your friends go like, oh, I should have called you first, but I did it. Now fix the problem. So I told him to get back over there and buy that camera, you know. And he says, well, I only have one wedding to do, and it's towards the end of the year. He says, so why should I put out all that money now? He says, the camera is available. If I, you know, I did check, you know. So apparently they're not flying out the door. But then we got people like Simon that actually took delivery of his camera. And I'm not sure, but from the last I've heard, Simon is just happy with the camera. I mean, it's got its problems, but the chances are really high, you know, that it's going to get fixed. And that's one of the reasons that I keep the pressure on, is if we keep the pressure on, Canon might succumb to the little games that they're playing and give people like my friends, like Simon, and then the gentleman up in the New England area, you know, when he does buy his camera, that little, whatever the little problem is fixed, you know. So I wouldn't hesitate buying the camera, okay? But it is a topic, and it brings in viewers. Look at the videos that I did, and look at the viewers. It hasn't been bombing. Like sometimes I put out a video and I'm bombing, you know, and it's actually been running a little bit on the good side. So now next week, hopefully, God willing, I've got the iMac coming in, the new one that you guys were here with me when I ordered it. So I'm going to spend some time with that. I also want to make a video on, you know, the Nikon, the one that we're watching right now, the Z6. I think that needs to be a little bit bigger. For some reason, I was watching myself. Don't make fun of me. I was watching myself the other day, and it was just like a little too small to read. What camera is that? So I thank you for reminding me. I don't know who I'm thanking, but okay, so I made that bigger. Okay, so let's go over to the Olympus. That's a good size right there. I did lose the GH4, not in terms of I lost the camera, it's sitting right there. But there was a little problem, and the cable had to be pulled out from the wall where I had run it. So now I'm not sure, but I think I might have damaged the cable, so I ordered a new one. So let's get back on track. Who did we have? We had Woody. I was talking about my grandkids over there that Woody has. I just wish them well. I hope that they're happy and that they're doing very well. And Craig comes right up. Hi, Craig. How you doing? Good to see you. The Windex is behind the poinsettia plant on the floor in front of the large Christmas tree. Let's take a look. By golly, Miss Molly, Craig is 100% right. Look at that. Our crown winner, our Windex Gold crown winner for this week is Craig. There it is, right there. Does that look like a Windex bottle to you? It does? Well, guess what? I got to give Craig that round of applause and a salute. And I'll put it here. So this way, this is our signal. This is the bat signal. This is how you know it's been found. So if you watch and you see that the bottle is there, it's one of two things. I either forgot to hide it, which is entirely possible. I mean, I just did a 10-minute wonderful broadcast on the wrong channel, or somebody found it. So, Craig, wait a minute. That's not loud enough. Craig deserves a bigger round of applause than that. Come on, guys. Let's give Craig. There we go. This is for you, Craig. You are our Windex Gold Crown winner for tonight, for this week. You can walk around with that crown everywhere you go, and they go like, why are you wearing that gold crown? You can say, I am the Windex Gold Crown winner. Won't you feel important? So, good eyes, Craig. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You're still in black and white, but I'm impressed. So the Windex is behind the poinsettia plant on the floor in front of the large Christmas tree. That's how you describe something. That is how you make a description, and it sticks. It sticks, it sticks, it sticks. So I was telling you guys I want to make some videos this coming week on how the Nikon is a sleeper camera. I keep getting compliments on it, on the daytime videos that I put up. You know, you look younger with the Nikon Z6. You know, people try to be funny sometimes. And I see you guys, Norm, I see your comments. Woody, I've seen your comments, and other people. Thank you, because that helps boost, what do you call it, the video. When people give it a thumbs up and a comment on those. The live one, the thumbs up are for me. It's kind of like patting me on the back. All right, I need a little encouragement, all right? What can I tell you? You know, there's no one to talk to here all week long. I come and I see you guys, and I see 11 thumbs up, 12 thumbs up, and it makes me feel good. Okay. Now the thumbs ups and the comments that go on the Monday through Friday videos on the bigger channel. Okay, those matter because YouTube measures. I don't have a yardstick here, but they measure. Okay, the results or the response, I should say, not the results. From the first, I think, 4 hours, and then they rate it, and they give me a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm not making this up. They're doing that, okay? So they give me a rating. So when you guys, like Norm, I saw Norm put a couple of comments, okay? Scott has put comments, and that helps boost. That helps. No, that is what YouTube determines if they're even going to recommend me to anybody else. You know, when you see the videos on the right side of the screen there while you're watching me. Well, sometimes I can appear in that to other people, but YouTube is measuring me all the time. They're doing analytics. It's a new word for the modern age. Analytics almost sounds like a good flavor for it. I'll have a scoop of analytics, please. Yeah, sprinkles on top? Absolutely. Can you dip it in the chocolate? Yeah. Turn it upside down and dip it in the chocolate. Thank you. So they use the analytics. So when you guys are making those comments on the other on my videos, I want to say a big thank you because like you guys are family. It's important to me. And I do the same thing with you guys. When I see Kip put a video up or anybody that I recognize, boom, I'm in there, thumbs up. Rylan put up a video. I go in there, of course, I'm encouraging the kid and trying to help him feel nice. Evan put up a video. I gave him a thumbs up. This is how it helps. So I'm asking you for help, so I just wanted you to know that I do it reciprocal for other people too. It's just the right thing to do. So Craig is our Windex champion for this week. Congratulations, Craig. And it was pretty early in the show. What time is it? I can't even see the time. 10:30, 10:34. Okay, so that was pretty early. Last week it was like nobody was even finding it. So, Mr. Camera Junkie, you missed it by one little sentence. Oh my gosh, buddy, how did you manage to do that? You missed it with one little sentence. Behind the poinsettia plant under the table. I could tell you were typing fast. I could tell just by the look of it. But Craig, beat ya. So, but you tried. You guys are good. I got it. If I ever need a team, I want to be on your team. All of you guys. I'm going to be on your team when for the finding things. You guys are really good. Seconds late, but you tried. You tried. You certainly did. Ordinary Filmmaker says the audio seems different, Peter. It's a different computer. I don't know. I'll listen to it after it's over tonight, and then I will find out for myself. That's how things work here. Good job, Craig. See, Lewis. He's congratulating you, Craig. So, good. You guys are becoming a good, solid family. I love it when my kids all get along. Well, I'm old enough. What can I tell you? I think there's a couple of you as old as me. Who was it that just got into Medicare? Medicare was Woody. I think it was just a few days this month, right? And you slid right in. Peter, you just interrupted a PeterGregg video I was watching on the R5. I did one on the R5? Golly gee whiz, Batman. That PeterGregg, he gets around. I just don't know what it is. I think Craig gets the Windex crown tonight. He absolutely does. We did give him the round of applause, right? Craig. That's for you. That is for you. You won the thing, You won the thing, the crown, whatever it is. Where did I leave off? Oh, it's still right up there on the screen. I could see it. That was Norm. He was congratulating Craig. Randall says, I think the mic is not on. It looks to be registering. You mean I've been talking all this time and the mic is not on? That is not possible. I'll bet you it was before when I had the wrong mic on, and I'm just slow in getting to the comments. So we'll find out in a minute or two. There's Kippy. I was just talking about you. I made some comments on your videos that you put up, the last couple of them, and what was it I was so impressed with? Oh, the motion. I'm thinking like, golly gee whiz. I know how to do that, but I wonder if there was an easier way to do it. And Kip answered me right, bang, smack, right away. So how's my favorite Kip in the whole wide world? I forgot you were my favorite Kip. How's your wife and your daughter? What's going on? You've been putting out a little more videos lately also. So I think you've been putting out more than I have. Mic check. Yep, I see what's wrong. We'll fix it right now. Watch. It's just going to take one little click. Except I can't see it. Okay. Now I'm on the mic that's hiding. You want to see it under my shirt? It's hiding up here under my shirt. So for some reason it turned on the mic in the computer. It's still registering. It was still giving me a yellow bar, and you guys were going like, check the mic, check the mic. Okay, I checked the mic. Speaking about Mike, where's MDZ? He posted some nice pictures. He posted a really nice video too. Well, that's 2 major blunders tonight. 3, and guess what? I'm fired. One of you guys are going to have to come and take over the Christmas room because they're going to boot me. They're going to say, don't let the door hit your butt on the way out. Okay, so when I was singing in this mic, I was actually not singing in this mic. What a dork. Why do you guys watch the dork? What are you doing here? Why are you watching me? Oh, geez, it says hey, you really love me, don't you? Okay, so we've got that going. Craig says thank you to everybody. Yeah, maybe the lapel mic is off. Thank you, Kip. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, whoever else said to Randy. Randy, you got home from work early tonight. And who else is covering my backside? So thank you. So Simon is saying, Peter, downtown camera is lending me the 1535 and the 800 millimeter. You have room enough in your house for the 800 millimeter? Don't you dare knock Liam out with that thing as you're flipping it around. Bam! Oh, Liam, did I hit you? Come here, baby boy. You better watch with that thing. You don't hit him. I'll come up there and I'll come up there and make a chocolate cake. So that should be interesting. So make sure you make videos. Videos. You can't win the lottery if you don't enter. So if you're going to get those thousands of videos, you've got to enter one into the race. And that's what I've been concentrating on doing this week. Charles, what lenses are you getting with the XT4? I am getting the Viltrox 33mm f1.4. And I think the kit lens, whatever the kit lens is. I think there's 2 kit lenses, and I honestly don't remember which one I ordered. So I'm going to get those. I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be a camera I'm going to like for the Christmas room. I think you kind of convinced me, and a couple of other people, that it's not a set it and forget it, where I can just walk to the back like I can with this Nikon and show you the Windex bottle and go like, what a lovely Windex bottle. Who is our winner for this week? It is Craig. So Craig is the winner. And the Nikon actually works, like the Sony works and the Canon works. And I got a feeling that it's not going to. I really wanted to get the 35mm 1.4
but I had my hand slapped a couple of times for getting that lens last time. And that was because that lens, now I'm freaking out a little bit on the mic, because, whoops, that lens is apparently not very good for video. So I did not get that, Charles. Don't worry. Don't worry, Charles. I didn't get the 35mm 1.4. I got the 33mm 1.4 from Viltrox and the kit lens. Because I also got a 90D also along with it. So I'm kind of hitting my ceiling to order a bunch of lenses. Martin says, where is Martin? There he is. Hey, Uncle Peter, how are you doing? How is my nephew? How are you doing? You see your name scrolling across the bottom? That's because you stepped up and you made a donation, which helps to pay for the stuff that I've been getting in here. So thank you to all of you guys. See on the blue stripe? That's everybody that gave money. Oh, there's nothing there. It's coming up. It's scrolling. Okay, let's see what kind of temperature we're running. We're running 135 degrees. So I've got the fan that Randall put in here running at full blast. I've got 3 ice packs and a partridge in a pear tree. And as long as I keep this down, you notice the stuttering isn't too bad on either camera. This one seems to stutter worse, but Randy kind of taught me a lesson. Live and learn, okay? That if the camera runs hot, it's going to stutter. Well, the same thing for my computer. If the computer runs hot, it's going to stutter. Okay, so I've got 3 of the gel packs that are in the freezer, and I got them sitting in little plastic tubes, and I got a nice big old-fashioned fan, one of those quiet ones, and then I have the air conditioner on because I love you guys, but I'm just not going to overheat myself. So we do have to hear that little bit of an air conditioning sound in the background. I do turn it off when I make the regular videos. I turn off the air conditioner and any other kind of sound that goes on in here, because I only record for 15 to 30 minutes, and I can actually feel the room get warm. And then I go goodbye, whoosh, and then I run over and turn the air conditioner on. Actually, I don't run anywhere. There's a remote control right here. Shh, don't tell nobody. So good to see you, Martin. How is my nephew doing? And he says, sounds hollow. I fixed it. I was actually over here on microphone, which is actually an embarrassing thing because it's kind of like the worst possible microphone I could be using when I should be the lapel mic, which is here. And not only the lapel mic, but I can sing to you using the singing mic. I'm singing a song. I'm just checking 'cause I've screwed up before. I don't remember when I made a mistake, but I'm pretty sure I made 1 or 2 and maybe more tonight. But welcome to the Christmas room. Thank you for being here. I enjoy it when we're all together. So thank you guys and gals for being my pals as we do get together and not play cards tonight. Okay, so now you can tell me if I screwed up that because I did rewire the entire system for sound. I even have speakers in here now, and I got those earbuds, so when I sing I put the earbuds in and you can almost not see them, so it's pretty cool. So I fixed it, Martin. Let me make sure. Yep, I'm on. So just so you know how the sound works, okay? I am actually using the ATM Mini, and there's no cameras plugged into this thing. See? Nothing in the back holes. Okay, but on this side over here, I'm using the mic 1 and the mic 2. So what's the choice? What's the point? Why did I do that? Boy, that thing is really warm. I'm going to put a box underneath it. I don't want Jonathan Guide to have to call the police, the fire department. So I'm using the ATM Mini because first I own it. Second of all, if I get I'm going to get 2 cameras coming in from B&H, I don't have enough holes in the in this. Okay, so I'm going to have to use something to plug in the additional cameras. So I'm going to use that, even though it's going to be 1080. Hey, it's a little bit of cheating, but when I do the regular recordings for the daytime, I'm not going to run the full array of cameras. I will probably focus in on like the XT4, do a little, side by side, that type of thing, and run it directly into the computer. Excuse me. Just had dinner. Guess what I had for dinner tonight? I cooked a filet mignon steak. My brother brought home a package of 2 from some kind of a meat place, and I sous vide them. Anybody here know what sous vide cooking is? That's how I cook the steak. 143 degrees for 4 or 5 hours, and then I just put them in the pan with some onions, high heat, sizzled them up both sides, and it came off onto the plate. Sizzling, and no one would know anything for the better. So inside was a nice pink. I don't like them well done, and I definitely don't like red. I know there's people that like they want it to quiver on their plate. I can't stand that. But anyway, it was perfect. Pink from the top to the bottom, sizzling. It looked like it came from Ruth Chris Steakhouse. It was just beautiful. And what did I have with it? I made, I put into the Instant Pot pressure cooker for 15 minutes, 2 corn on the cobs, and 1 large baked potato that I sliced up into slices. But I didn't slice it all the way through, so they weren't like slices. It was like all the way down to the bottom, but I kept it intact. So then when that was done, I took the potatoes and then I cut it all the way down to the bottom, and then I put them in that pan with the steak juices on both sides. It was still sizzling hot, and just sizzled up the baked potato slices. And so it was like baked potato in round slices that kind of had like a caramelized brown look to them. No, I did not burn them. So, why did I tell you that? Because I burped. I'm sorry. I apologize. So Charles says, yes, I live streamed to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch simultaneously today. Wow, that's quite an accomplishment. That is a big... Did it make any difference? Did you notice more interaction or anything? Or is it basically the same thing where it's just very quiet these days? But you're able to do something I can't. I can't figure out how to work Restream. So that's all right. Not a problem. Randy says, no, I'm not working late tonight. I did The Great Escape. Shh, don't tell anybody. Hey, everybody, if you're looking for Randy, he's over here. I wouldn't do that to you. I don't think anybody that works with you watches PeterGregg live. If they do, Randy, I think both of us would fall over. I mean, what kind of a coincidence would that be? But it was today that we talked, right? On the phone? You got your coffee from... What was it? Something frap with the whipped cream and the chocolate on the top. And you told me not to drink too much of it because it'll knock me on my keister. So, let's see. Simon. How is my favorite Simon in Canada? I'm looking forward to the first firmware update. Yeah, you and the whole cotton picking world. Looking forward to seeing what bug fixes and new features will arrive. Well, we know the ones that have been proclaimed already. They are going to be putting in, what is it, the C-Log 2 and 3 to give you a higher steps. I've also been told that they're going to erase, take out, eliminate the 30-minute recording limit. I don't know if I just did an oops on that. I was talking to some of the folks at Fuji, and they told me that Canon was going to take out the 30-minute recording limit. See how I got out of that one, Simon? Cold, sweaty water. It's just really good. So that was Simon. Then we got my favorite Kip in the whole wide world. Yeah, that would be interesting to see what they managed to improve. You guys don't want to get into the overheating thing here, do you? Okay, because I've been through it all week. Basically, there's 3 different sources, not 1 and not 2, so now there's 3 different sources. So that's what I'm looking for. More sources to come online with these things, because when it was one person, it was like, yeah, okay, very interesting thought, but I think I'd like more people to be chiming in. Okay, so and I saw Philip Bloom said that he thought you were getting punished for working with the camera, you know. So people are not happy, and that's why I think Canon will do something. So the interesting thing for me, okay, this is me. I'm not picking on making you guys think my way at all. But the interesting thing for me is when they're able to show that the camera has gone into an overheated routine. It must have some kind of a routine, so I don't have a camera. You probably, Simon will have been telling you all this stuff, where the camera actually will shut down. That means it's not on, it's off. So I guess, Simon, a question that I would have, can you turn it back on in photo mode? Will it go back on, or once it's off, baby. You are out. There is no collecting $200. You just go straight to jail. So that part they never made clear in all this yada, 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 yada about the overheating. So I've had some extensive conversations with people that I can't tell you. But it seems like there's a random number generator that's happening inside the camera, is what some people, quote unquote, are thinking. And this is why you have different cameras that are operating different ways, because that's my biggest thing. They should all be operating and screwing up the same. If yours screws up, mine should screw up. But you've got different things going on. So the one thing that really caught my interest was the fact that you can put a Ninja, because I happen to have a Ninja, and that's the way I shoot with the A7S III. Not the A7S, the A7 III, the A73. Okay, the one that I sold and got the Nikon instead. So it would run through here, and I would record here, because that makes no time limits. It bypasses a lot of the crap that's going on in the camera. Okay, so since I have this, when I do get an R5 in here, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it up on that tripod. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to plug it into the HDMI into here, and then run this into the computers. And I'm going to go live with you guys, and we're going to see just where the heck it bombs. And we're going to look at it together. So it's kind of like, it won't be secondhand for us anymore. It'll be firsthand. I'll be talking to a Canon instead of a Nikon, and when it goes out, it's going to go black. You guys have experienced that with the batteries that have been dying. Until I got the dummy battery that's in here that plugs into the wall, this camera would go black, and I'd have to normally switch over to the Olympus, because the Olympus, I've had the dummy battery for that from the beginning. It wasn't hard to get. But getting that dummy battery for the Nikon was like pulling teeth, pulling your hair out, okay? It took like a month and a half to get here. They kept saying it's shipped, but it didn't get here for like 6 weeks. But this one, boom. This is another sleeper camera. There's nothing wrong with this camera. You could easily, this is a flagship camera. It's not a low end or a middle end. This is the best level that Olympus makes. They just happen to have a newer one. There's the Model 3. This is the Model 2. And the Model 3's got a joystick. But this one's got a flippy screen. And all the really good stuff in here. And with the updated focusing system and this lens, I can see how my hair is like just sticking up the back. I can't fix it now. I'd have to go to the bathroom, but I'm not doing that. So this camera is wonderful. You could buy one of these cameras, and I think, if anyone's interested, I think that B&H has these on sale right now for $8.99 with brand new warranty, a USA model. So it's these are like you know, $1,500 cameras, normal price even till today. I think $14.99. Okay, so I rounded it up for $1. Don't shoot me or kick me in the gut for $1. Okay, so I think right now B&H, use one of my links down below for anything, and then go find it if you're going to be buying one of these. But you put nice lenses on the EM1 Mark II. Woo! This thing does awesome. It probably has the best or one of the best image stabilization systems in here. It is like almost, not like you have a gimbal, but almost like you have a gimbal. And I experienced that firsthand because I took this camera with me to Disney World last Thanksgiving. Not this one. I had borrowed one from B&H. And I just sat there all night long. Where is their camera? Okay, holding the camera like this, just tucking in my, you know, you tuck in your elbows when you want to make it more stabilized. I put it so it laid in here, and I just watched on the LCD, and I did all the Disney, you know, they do have a fireworks show, which is gorgeous, really gorgeous. And then they get these planes that fly really low, and then those have fireworks on them too. So for over and over and over, I just held it like that. And you want to know something? There was little to no jittering. And then when my arms and everything got tired, I went over and leaned over. I was next to a dumpster. Okay, so I leaned against the dumpster like this. I kept my elbows tucked in, and I just let the thing record. And I figured it's going to come back with garbage. I mean, I had it up at ISO 3200. I had it to automatic autofocus. Who knows what I was going to come back with. I don't think I had one bad clip. Not one. It was so good that I wanted to buy the camera. So at that time, B&H, so I sent it back, and at that time, B&H had a used one for $9.88 or something like that. And I came on, and I told everybody about this. And then when I went to go buy the camera, it got sold. So somebody that was watching the show bought it right out from under me. So then I was able to find one, I think in the end of January or something, a gray market, and I think I paid around $900. So right now, today, this instant, I think you can go buy one for $900, which beats the crap out of anything that I've got coming in here. And could easily, without a doubt, be the main camera, you know, or two of them for the Christmas room. It's that good. I can go all the way back over here. I don't think I can sit down. Maybe I can. Ugh. Yeah, I can sit down. I didn't realize that. So I can sit down, and I can see the white box on my face. And if I get up and I walk back up to the Christmas desk right here, the white box is right around my face. And unlike the Panasonic, which is also Micro Four Thirds, this one works. Is it perfect? No. I mean, I could fool it by doing weird things, okay? Or, let's see, if I walk out of the frame, okay, so now it's going to decide where to focus. So now it's focused on the room itself, okay? So now I'm going to walk back into the frame, but I'm not going to look at it. And now I'm going to turn and look at it. And I'm slam bam, thank you ma'am, in focus. So if Panasonic, the GH5 or the GH5S had that, woo, woo, but it doesn't. Don't get excited. All right, let's see where I left off. So Kippy said, yeah, that would be interesting to see what they will manage to improve. Let's clip along here, folks. Peter, you're getting slow. I've never heard of it overheat with my shooting habits. Good. That's good. But Peter, I'd love to shoot all 4K in HQ mode, but the artificial overheating numbers prevent that. If you buy the Ninja 5 that I have right here, I would even ship it up to you, except it's in Canada, so with all that stuff, for you to try it. Okay, if you buy this and you plug this in, you can shoot, I know it's been done up to 4 hours. 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hours. all right, in the 4K HQ mode. And you know who we're talking about. He doesn't have very many things. I would actually push the guy. What a nice personality. But he cusses. So I know we've got youngsters that come in here and stuff. So I'm not. I don't allow the link to be put in. And a couple of people have put the link to that video where he actually showed that he's recording for 4 hours in 4K HQ. The HQ is the one where it comes down from the, 8K down to 4K. Okay. So now the other thing is that same gentleman, Simon, if you don't know who I'm talking about, you need to let me know. Okay. Most of you guys should know who I'm talking about. He's a very small, really sweet personality. But it's like the F word just comes out. It's just part of his lingo. And I'm not challenging him for that. I'm just saying I can't have that in the Christmas room environment. I just can't do that. All right. So if he cleaned that part up, the guy is like a real sweetheart, you know. So what did he do? I think today or yesterday, he tried to show how to make the binned 4K, which is the one that you're talking about. How you can make the binned 4K actually work. How to make it look almost as good as the HQ 4K. Okay, and he got really close. And basically, the secret was he cranked up the sharpening. All right. So there's better ways to do it than that. All right. Because I don't want to say I'm a champion at that, but I used to do that with the ADD all the time. I would up the ADD to the 4K, and you just have to know how to apply the sharpening. You got to apply it at different levels, not just one shot. You got to put like 3 different angles of sharpening. If I stop spitting, should I wear a mask? Where's my mask? Okay. And so anyway, he got it darn close. He got himself excited. He was like overjoyed, like, I can't believe how good it is. So that's just a testament to how good the quality is that's coming out of the R5. Now that is my Canon company, okay? They give you really great quality. All this other shenanigans is just baloney, you know? It just befuddles me. I like finding ways to use that word. Befuddles. It befuddles me, you know. So if you buy this Ninja, your 30-minute recording time is gone and your overheating problems are gone, except for 8K, because this will not record 8K and this will not record 120. This is the Ninja 5, okay? So 4K HQ, for anybody that actually has the R, you buy the Ninja and it's all behind you. End of story. Now you've got a superb, amazing camera, and you buy one of those. It's like a double hot shoe thing, and you put that on here, and off and away you go. So, and that's exactly what I would do. I own the unit, so I am not afraid to buy the R5. The R5 would work perfectly in here, you know. So. The camera, that's why I'm saying, and I know it raises anger. I know that. So just cut me a little slack. Allow me to have my own opinion, okay? And I let you have an opinion. I'm not talking to Simon now. I'm talking to anybody that might get upset, because I think that they trigger off a timer, and the timer sequences this overheating shenanigans. The camera is not overheating. That's been shown 3 times. Am I convinced? I'm a lot more convinced now than I was a week ago. All right, so that makes a big difference. So this is kind of uncovering the shenanigans that Canon is doing for whatever reasons they're doing it. I'm not even going to get into that. I don't like it. It ticks me off. Almost said the wrong word. Okay, so, however, once I know that there's a fix, that's what photography is all around. Videography, cameras, anywhere, is finding workarounds. I love the GH5 until the day I sold it. And the workaround for me was the phone that I don't have in here. You tap on it, it focused on my face, and it stopped focusing. So could it focus well? Yes, I was focusing it well. I didn't allow it to do any hunting or checking. So if this was a GH5, I would tap my phone right now and it would focus on me. And I would smile, okay? So now if I walk back here, it would get out of focus, but when I landed where I wanted to stay, I would tap on it, boom, it would focus in on me. Now going from there to here, it can't handle that. Just the way it is, okay? I don't understand why that isn't a priority for them to fix it. I don't even hear the word Panasonic coming out anymore. A GH6 is liable to come out and continue the same poor, I was going to say crappy, focus that they've had. But if a GH6 comes out and an S1 Mark II, who knows the naming conventions, with a new focus system that actually focused well, and they've got that time of flight, is that what that's called? That looks like it's very promising. They could come and give everybody a kick in the you-know-what in terms of market share. Who was it? I think it's today. It was either Sony Alpha rumors or Canon rumors or Nikon rumors. One of those gave the sales reports for last year for the DSLR mirrorless full-size cameras. So Canon came in at the first place. Sony was in second place, and Nikon was in third place. And then way past that, like 4% of the market share was Panasonic and Fuji. So, you know, each of these companies still have an opportunity to grab big market share. Okay, there was like millions and millions of cameras that were sold. So, let's continue. So Kippy and Simon are talking. Randall is saying, Randall, what you got to say, buddy? It seems that when you get near the Christmas tree, your voice is softer. Maybe some more batteries for your mobile mic. Don't you dare be scaring me now. No, I put fresh batteries in both units, and the other ones are over there charging. So when I get near the Christmas tree, when I go near the Christmas tree, my voice gets softer. Almost like I'm far away from the mic. But the mic is right here under my shirt. So I should be just the same volume here as I am up there. Unless there's a second mic that's in action that I'm just not aware of, and I don't think that's possible. So right now, I'm showing my yellow bars is not budged. They're right perfect. Okay, I'll let you guys see. I'll let you see. Let's go to the live demo mode. Okay, so we're in the live demo mode. So right now, you should be able to see where it says Blackmagic Design, the sound. You can see the yellow bars right there. Where it's coming up where I'm talking, and I'm just going to keep talking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Randall, the Randall Tower was working wonderfully when I recorded with it last night, and the yellow bars are exactly at the same spot. So the sound is exactly at the same level. So even if I leave and I go to the very, 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 very farthest corner of the room where I can't get any farther, I'm hitting the door. Can you hear that? Okay, so the yellow bars are still perfect. So everything is fine. Everything is fine. So this is the control desk. I turned it on so you can see. I've done this many times. There's nothing here to see, you know, but you can see how everything operates, how I have everything set up. On the left side here, where it says scenes, each one of these would be like in Photoshop, would be kind of like an overlay. So if I click on this one, it's going to switch to a different camera. If I click on this one, it'll switch to another camera. I no longer have the Sony a6100, so it's not performing too well right now, and the GH4 has no connection. Okay, so if I come down to the main camera, okay, that allows me to come in here and allows me to put in my split screen. So now, I'm sorry guys, you got two PeterGreggs to contend with now. You've got one over here and you've got one over there. I feel so sorry for you. So I could turn one of them off and then I can go back up to the Nikon. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off. I don't know, can you see the temperature up here? Is it showing you that? On the top bar, 142 degrees, 156. I don't know how much of the screen it shows when I go into the wide view mode. To the demo mode where it actually shows you everything. So now I'm going to shut that off, and you're back with me. You and me. Okay, so that's Randall. Ordinary filmmaker. I do like the Z6. I never heard of that model, the Z6. It must be a very special Canadian thing, because here in the USA it's the Z6, the Z5, the Z51 Corvette. It's a zebra that's striped, not a zebra. I don't know much about the Z6. I did try to get one of those too, but didn't happen. So Gregory, hello Gregory, how are you doing? I like your green avatar. Makes you look really, really nice tonight. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. Hello to the family, to everybody that's over there. If I remember from the last time that you chatted with me, you've got a Maria there with you. Hi Maria, how are you doing Maria? You look lovely tonight. And Christina, and Matthew, all these lovely people. So thank you for coming in and saying hello. Another part of the family, the PeterGregg Live family. And now we got Charles. What lens are you getting with the X-T4? The 33 millimeter 1.4 Viltrox and the kit lens. Just in case the Viltrox don't work at all, I need to have a lens that works. So that's what I've got. So Randall says the singing mic was not on. I saw the bars working. Let's go over there. All right, my bars. Am I plugged in now? Yes, I'm plugged in. I do know that we're a little bit behind on the chats, but let me show you. Let me show you. We're in the demo mode. You see my yellow bar here, the green bar, and we're up into the yellow, but I won't let it go into the red. So if this is not working, somebody please tell me so I don't have to call it Zed. I cracked myself up. That was perfect timing. Okay, so let's turn the demo mode off. And singing mic was not on. Donald Weiser. Hi Peter, how you doing? I don't think I saw you last week, did I? So thanks for coming in and saying hello tonight. You saw my screw-ups, right? I'm embarrassed and all that good stuff, but hey, it's family. So it's good that I didn't do this on like a big major channel, because then it would be super embarrassing. And so that's Don, and he's saying hello. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing, Don? I hope everything is going well with you. You're feeling well, your family's well, everything is safe and sound. I hope that for my whole family. I pray for every one of you guys every single night. So I'm believing that God is taking care of all of you. Even the guys that don't even believe in God. That's okay, you don't have to. I'll do it for you. Not a problem. Charles says, much better. Joe, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? I see you're still laying down on the job. Gee, it's like, what a wonderful life. So he says, hi, Peter. Very hot in Texas. Still 95. Yes. I talk to Justin almost every day, Baby Back Maniac. He's actually launched into making a new video, and he's out there with his cameras, so he's somebody that can really talk about overheating. Actually, what did he send? He sold the G7X Mark III because it keeps overheating, and it's not even a camera that he uses much for the channel. It's basically for personal use. And he's going like, I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking, feeling everywhere to find anywhere where that camera overheats, is even though warm, and it's not. And boom. So Canon has got this timer perfected. I mean, if it is true, they got it down pat. So he sold that and he bought the ZV-1. Is that the name of it? That new, and he says he loves it. He loves it. So that's not good for Canon. And do you know that G7X Mark III does not have dual pixel autofocus? That camera is one of the few that's just begging for it, and they didn't put it in there. So, Martin, when does the toy Apple computer arrive? Let me tell you, Martin, Apple is playing with my emotions, and they're playing with my heart. Okay, so I ordered it on August 10th when we were together. Actually, I ordered it the day before, but I ran through it online. Okay, so it got shipped. All right, and then I took a look at the UPS tracking. Figured, well, gee, it should be here in 5 days, right? No, it's set for August 21st. I'm going like, golly gee whiz, what's it doing? Coming by mule? The Pony Express? So I looked at the UPS thing, and it says it's coming from Ireland. Ireland. This has got me so agitated. Let me just tell you. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. Okay, so this is where the camera has been. You know, I've wanted to take a tour around the world, not now anymore, but here's where my computer has been. Okay, the original scan is in Ireland on 8/10, August 10. So the original. So it got shipped out on the 11th from Shannon, Ireland. So it went to 3 different facilities in Ireland, then wound up in Dublin, Ireland, and after Dublin, Ireland, it wound up in Cologne, Germany. Then it went to a different place in Germany. Then it went to Stansted, United Kingdom. And from Stansted, United Kingdom, it departed on the 12th. And from there, it went to Louisville, Kentucky. It arrived in Louisville, Kentucky on the 13th. Then it says your package will be held at a warehouse until it is released by a clearing agency. So this computer has been around the world. I can't go to church. I can't go to wherever, but this computer has been to Ireland, Germany, Britain, Louisville, Kentucky, and now it's been in Louisville, Kentucky, and they keep scanning it over there. Okay, and so the latest thing was at 4:48 today. It says it'll be here today by 9 p.m. Okay, it's way past 9 p.m. It's 11:19. So let me make sure I'm on the right mic and everything's on. You guys got me a little bit freaked out with these microphones. It's my fault, not yours. I'm just saying I'm trying to be extra cautious. So the last scan that it got was today at 4:48 that it's in Louisville, Kentucky. So my guess is it won't be here until hell freezes over. They built an ice skating rink in hell. Did you know that? So anyway, that's what's been happening with that. So when it said it was going to be here today by 9 p.m., I figured, good golly, Miss Molly, I was going to show you guys the new computer. I was sitting at the front window waiting for the UPS truck, and then all of a sudden they changed it, and now it's back in that warehouse. Probably never left it. So that is where my little Apple computer, and God forbid that computer does all that and that sucker doesn't work, I am going to pack it up and I'm going to send it back. I'm going to send it back to the UK, to Germany, to Ireland, and say, take it back. All that I thought when you bought an Apple computer, you were buying an American-made computer. But it's made in, where did I say? Someplace, not here. Ireland. So that's what's going on there. Randy says, turn off the blue info and your iMac will get cooler. Well, we're running right now at 150, 144. I was thinking when it gets up into the 160s and 170s, I would turn it off, but we can give it a break. Maybe it'll help it cool down. Maybe I should just do what Randy says. There we go. Okay, so I turned it off, and the iMac will get cooler. I haven't seen a whole lot of stuttering. Let's do the stuttering game. I'm going to rock. Dang, Randy, that actually looks pretty solid there, dude. I'm going to walk over here. And I'm going to rock over here. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. With every Christmas card I write. I know, I'm supposed to change mics. What can I tell you? So, one and done, Randy. One and done. If your computer was made by Canon, says Simon, it would have shut down already. Shh! Don't even say that out loud. Good golly, Miss Molly. I'd be able to cook eggs on it. I did show you guys that I got these little plastic freezer things, and they're just kind of leaning on there. And the bottom, let's say, less than half, well, we'll say a little less than half, of the computer is ice cold. So we're running now at 149 degrees. Normally it's running up around 200, which is very similar to 90 degrees Celsius, which is when things are considered hot on computer chips. Just FYI. Okay, so Randy's talking to Randy says, good one, Simon, good one. And Simon is smiling. Just take out the other deck link card from the Randall's Tower and put it in the Sonnet for next Friday, and we can see all of the cameras. That's true. But no, I'm not touching the Randall's Tower. That thing, if it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. By the way, the keyboard is not working properly. I have to use this one. It works intermittently, so I have no idea. There's a button on there and it turns green telling me the battery's good, so we'll have to talk about that on the phone. Mocha Frappe. Okay, that's what Randy wants me to try. The Mocha Frappe, and that is, I don't even know if that's the right way to pronounce it. Frappe, frappe, frappe. A Mocha Frappe. I want the two. One for me and a one for you. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. I think I just talk louder when I come up to the desk. I just heard myself shouting, and I could feel it on my voice when I do that. And I have to say, Peter, this is internally. I'm not saying this out loud so you can hear it. I'm saying this in my mind. I say, Peter, stop shouting. You're going to hurt your voice. So I'm just sharing this with you because, you know, we're tight. I can tell you what I'm thinking in my mind. Okay, enough with the silliness. Woody. Woody had steak, mashed potato, and corn on the cob with mushrooms on the steak. Almost a twin to what I had. I had corn on the cob and the potato, and I put it into the Instant Pot, and I put it on for 15 minutes. The corn was done. This was from frozen. Actually, I had one fresh and one frozen. Don't ask, it just happened that way. But the potato wasn't mashed, but it was soft. I could have mashed it up, but I didn't. I sliced it up and I browned it, so they were like brown slices. And corn on the cob, which I like to put the Kerry's Gold butter on that. And the only thing I didn't have was the mushrooms. So you win. You had mushrooms and I didn't. So now we're talking about what we ate for dinner. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Simon says, Canon technical rep on July 10th said in a roundabout way that the recording limits would be removed in the non-overheat modes, restricted modes. We will have to see. I kind of heard something like that too. I'm more interested in the camera working just right with this unit right here. This frees that camera to be a marvel, okay? And I think if enough pressure is kept on them, if Canon had said, I'm going to give you if I'm going to give you 8K for 15 minutes, you know, work around that. Prepare for it, you know, that type of thing. So you know how to handle your scheduling. And we're going to give you 5 minutes of 120, then we would have known that that's what we had to plan and work around to use the camera. But instead, they're telling us that the camera's overheating when I personally believe it's not overheating, and then it instills a 2-hour timer, which there's no food that goes on my plate that 2 hours later is hot. Okay? So it annoys me that it's the guy that's the little guy that's putting out his $4,000 that's getting screwed over. That's the part that annoys me. The fact that Canon's doing it, all right, I could take up that argument or leave it. I mean, that's up to, you know, the people at large to decide if this is bad enough where they're going to really take Canon to task. But the fact that people like Kippy, that is saving up his money to buy the R5, and then they're tricking the camera out on him, that really ticks me off, okay? Because Kippy doesn't deserve that. Simon has saved for so long to buy the R5, and they bought lenses with it on top of it. And then for them to trick him, that really ticks me off. Simon's my friend, Kippy's my friend. Most of you guys in here are my friend. I am joking, I love all of you. So, Charles says, we can always ask Magic Lantern to fix it, right? To create an R5 firmware fixer. They make Canon cameras do things that Canon doesn't want us to be able to do. I'm perfectly happy with that. And Canon really bent over backwards to see to it that Magic Lantern was not going to make any touches or anything like that on the 1DX. They really put their lawyers right up front with a big mouth, okay, and almost basically dared them. Go ahead, try it. Go ahead. Make a firmware update or something for the 1DX and see what happens to you, you know. It's hard to root against the company that I'm rooting for. How do you do something like that? And Simon says, the more noise we make, the greater the chance that Canon will make a change. That's the premise that I'm going on. I'm not trying to pin blame. I like it when other people can prove something. That is pretty powerful. You know, when Andrew Reid, which is, by the way, not the friendliest guy in the world, if you guys ever intertangle with him. The cuss words come flying out of his mouth at 300 miles an hour, okay? And if he thinks you're wrong, he's not going to be nice about it. So it's not like I want to, you know, be buddies with him. But he does some good work, and he has some good opinions. So he's showing that the camera's not overheated, but we are in an overheated mode. The other guy is showing something similar, but he's doing a thermal gun where he's actually taking readings right off of the sensors or the processors and stuff. Somebody made a comment in one of my videos this week that that's already been debunked. Debunked as if it was like a fake to begin with. So when I saw that comment, I went to see where this debunking happened, and it hasn't. I found nowhere where the Chinese guy that opened the camera and took the measurements of the thermometer with the gun thermometer on the individual chips that's in the camera, no one has challenged him. I was looking for that to see who else did it. Okay, so you have speculations, people that don't have cameras in hand, like me. Okay, so I'm one of the guys that likes to have it in hand. But now there's this stuff that I can actually see, you know, and so I can actually make comments about it and not feel too bad about doing that. But boy, I would love to get one of those cameras right here in my hot little hands and just show you on a live stream, this is what it does. Okay, and I am definitely not shy about doing something like that. So I do agree with you, Simon, that you know, the noise needs to be made, and people will constantly react to the noise that we make, just so you know. Don't let it get you upset. Okay, according to a Canon ambassador, once it overheats, you can shoot photos in 1080 video after it overheats. Okay, that's the first time hearing of that. So that's the first time we're getting on that. Okay, so now I need you to try it. I need you to make the camera overheat and do exactly that. Because if you're at a wedding and the camera overheats, what will happen to you as, you know, they're making out a check for $4,000 or $5,000 for your wedding photos if you've got a camera in your hand that overheats. So I need to know, I'm not going to be shooting any weddings, you know, but I'm very aggressive in my mind set of being a wedding photographer. So I want to know, what am I going to be holding in my hands at this wedding? If after I've shot a couple of slow motion, you know, trick shots of the bride feeding the groom feeding the bride, that she's smashing the cake and it's all in slow motion, it looks beautiful. Overheat, shutting down. Can I take any more pictures? So according to what you're saying, yes. Okay, so now I want you to prove it. Not only I want you to prove it, I think it'd be a great idea if you make a video showing that. Because there's no place on the video that I have found, but then I haven't watched a lot of people lately, where it shows, look, it's overheated. Oh, look, I can still take pictures. Oh, look, I could take 1080. Okay, and then we'll have a reference video to go by, which I think would be great for you because you have the camera. So Craig says, why would Canon do this to the R5? Is it some strange marketing tactic to keep the attention away from the new Sony? Well, no, it's actually made attention for the Sony, Craig. The reason that they're doing it is, I think, an immature marketing stance. I'm trying to pick my words very carefully. They have a marketing stance. There's something that they've gotten into their heads that they need to do. So the company works towards the goals and the visions that they set. And one of the ways that they're able to achieve that, okay, which I think is an incorrect goal and vision, all right, but one of the ways that they're able to achieve that is by not handing a camera over to the general public that is just a marvel of marvels. Okay, so now you know darn well that 8K is going to overheat, Craig. At some point, you can't be pushing that kind of, you know, information through the processing powers of chips and stuff without the camera overheating at some point. So we're not talking about the camera just being the perfect, you know, $200,000 camera on sale for $3,900. All right, so you know, I don't know how long it would take to overheat, because now we're not actually overheating according to what I've read. I'm not saying it. I'm saying I have read it, I've watched it, okay, on YouTube videos and at the different websites. So it's not overheating, it's going into some kind of a timing sequence. And that timing sequence locks down your camera for about 2 hours. So that shouldn't be. What they should have been was honest. We're not going to give you the perfect, quote unquote, 8K camera. We're just not going to do it. So you're going to get 15 minutes of 8K. Then you're going to be locked out for 5 minutes. Oh, I don't like that, I don't like that. But at least it's honest, okay? It's honesty, you know, right up front. And we're going to give you 120, really good 120, 4K. But you only get to use it for 5 minutes, and then we're going to lock you out for 5 minutes. Now, they don't need to use those words. It might need to recover. It might need to have a safety envelope of 5 minutes. Okay, that's where marketing comes in. I'm not getting paid the big marketing bucks. So I'm just trying to come up with something, you know, where they would be honest and still be able to not hand you an Alexa camera, you know, $150,000, $200,000 cameras, you know, that do this kind of stuff, and even those overheat. I was looking up overheating and stuff like that, and there's just look up the Alexa. the one that the movie studios. But you know what? They planned for it. They have their scheduling done in a way to work around what they know the camera will do. So this is what annoys me with Canon. Tell me what you're going to give me, then I can, complain all I want, because I think you should give me more, right? You'll even have those guys that think the camera's too much at $3,900. The camera should be $1,500 or $1,000. I mean, you've got those people on the internet. So, you got to work around that. But just tell me what I'm buying so that I know what I can do with it. That you can run the camera for X amount of time with internal recording, and you can run the camera unlimited on external recording for whatever recording you can do. And by the way, we don't put 8K out through HDMI, okay, so you're not going to get that. And we don't put the 120 frames per second out through HDMI, but the HQ 4K, yes, and the HQ, the 4K, the rest of the stuff, okay? So now I know what I'm buying, and I'm going like, yeah, I can live with that. I can love that camera just like that. And when people go like, oh, you know what Canon did, Sony did this, okay, but they were up front. The problem is right now they're not up front. Doesn't that annoy anybody? Okay, I see people making excuses for them like, oh, you're a Sony fanboy and that's why you're really knocking the crap out of the Canon. I'm not knocking the crap out of the Canon. As a matter of fact, now that I know I can do this between the Sony and the Canon, I'll spend $700 on this and not buy the Sony. I want my Canon lenses. I want my Canons. I want my Canons. I like Canon. I don't like Canon lying to me, but I like Canon, okay? So, why can't, do they have a problem with being truthful? Are they kind of like inherent liars? Or, that they have to lie to feel good? I don't get it. Now we're going into a dark area, okay, where I'm actually making a character attack, and I just don't want to do that. But boy, do they beg for it. It's like hard not to do it. So thank you, Craig, for getting me going there and making me say all that. Here's Mark. How are you doing, Mark? Good to see you. Been mighty busy there, Peter, with all the Canon news updates. Yes. I'm just trying to find topics for the Monday through Friday because I want to go I'm going to try for a video a day, try to get the channel to, come on, let's go, baby, go. And so the best chance that I have is to get more videos out there. So the Canon narrative is just a natural. It was like, thank you, God. I have something to talk about. I don't have to sit there for 3 weeks and come up with an idea, okay? Every other day there's something new about the Canon R5 in one direction or another, okay? And I'll go with either direction, okay? It doesn't matter. So all week I've had a really easy time. I come in here, I turn everything on, I turn on the Randall Tower, I record, I put it up, and I've learned to put it up like at 3, 4 in the morning because that grabs the Australian crowd and my buddies that are over, in the England and the European area. I'm going to drink this whole thing. I'm going to have to pee. Where's my be right back screen? I'm not sure, but I think I made one. Nope, that's not it. Bop, bop, bop. Do you want to know a secret? Trying to read the screen, guys. Do you promise not to tell? I love you. Well, guess what? I can't find it. So if I have to go to the bathroom, you're going to have to watch a Christmas room. You're going to watch a Christmas tree, which ain't all that bad when you think about it. So next week, Mark, I'm going to try to make videos. If there's any more news on Canon, guess what? It's going to be an easy topic, but I want to talk about how well the Z6 is really a sleeper camera. It does everything very well. It doesn't have a flippy screen. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm monitoring it over there, I have no idea that camera's even on. So now this camera here, I have the flippy screen. I can see myself. I can see myself with or without the glasses. and it's got a white box around my face. Perfect. And I can tell the camera's on, and I'm not recording in the camera, but I know that it's feeding because it doesn't give me that red screen of death. So the Z6 and the EM1 Mark II are both sleeper cameras. Can somebody go over to B&H and see on the Olympus EM1 Mark II if it's a brand spanking new camera that they give you for $8.99 on sale, or if it's a used body? I'm under the impression it's a brand new camera with the full warranty and everything. So at that price, that camera is actually a steal, a downright, outright, plain Jane steal. So Simon says, I mistakenly shot in HQ instead of regular 4K and overheated. 20 minutes later, I was shooting 4K 30 without issue. Okay. You don't have the Ninja, do you? I heard you making a little bit of noise about ordering a Sony. It's your choice on what you're going to get, but I would definitely look into the Ninja, because you could be shooting 4K HQ and you will be having one sweet file. It'll be bigger. Oh, you might answer my question here. I want to get the Ninja, but $1,100 for the SSD package, and I'll have to wait for it. But yeah, the Ninja. Don't get the SSD package. Which camera am I on? Never, I can't say never. Buy your own SSD. End of story. And it comes with a carriage or something that slides in here, but you don't even have to use that. If you're going to put it on a tripod, you can just slide the SSD right onto this without buying their carts. Now, if you're going to walk around with it on your computer, on your camera, you don't want it to fall onto the ground. There's no spinning hardware on it or anything. But just look at Amazon and get the, you want to get the Samsung EVO or better SSDs. All right, I've tried different ones. They screw up. The Samsung SSD, 512s and 1 terabytes are, I don't want to say bulletproof, but bulletproof. And they work great. And then you buy a cable that goes into the computer. Where is my cable? Let me see if I can show it to you. Let's switch over here so that I don't freak everybody out. I'm going to come over here. Oh, it's plugged in. Okay, let's see. If I unplug it, if I get a scolding that you unplugged something. Nope, I must have ejected it. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm using with that Ninja. Actually, I'm using it now to go between the Randall Tower and the iMac, because I bought Final Cuts in the iMac. Okay, so this is the cable. This plugs into the USB. You would buy the same thing, which I have, but it's in use in the other room. You'd buy the same thing with a Thunderbolt, okay? And then you can take this. This one is a, okay, so this is the bad one. This is an 850 EVO. You want the 9 something, whatever the current one is, and the EVO, okay? It works okay, but not the best. Okay, so I just slide that right in here. Snap it in. Okay, now it will flap. Okay, and that's why you buy or get the carts that go with it. And then that cart also has a reader. So you slide that cart into the one in the computer. But I don't do that. I just slide this in here, and then I pull it straight out. And then I plug this into the computer, and I can work right off of this card right here. It's not a card though, it's a hard drive, okay? So now this unit just goes directly into the computer. So that's the workflow. And you can work right off of this. if you plug it into the Thunderbolt. Then when this fills up, you either empty it out and put it into storage, or put this into storage and buy a new one. End of story. Easy peasy. It's one of the best workflows ever. Mark says, I am starting to think that the Canon timer has some sort of algorithm inbuilt as users get different overheat shutdown times. Yeah, I was talking about that with Justin, and Justin said, Justin is Baby Back Maniac, and I do want to get him in here on Skype one day. He bought a C200. It's like the guy is serious about his channel and the cameras and stuff, you know. So, but he's not in the camera field, and that's why I want to get him in, because you could watch Simon, you could watch me, you could watch all these other people, but not a lot of you guys are watching Baby Back Maniac, and not a lot of you guys are able to talk with him on the phone. So I get to hear when he gets really frustrated. So now he's got 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 90Ds. So he's gone around in circles, and he said they're bulletproof. He says, I shoot everything in 4K. It's got a 120 that's actually better than the 120 for slow motion, because he does a lot of flipping of the steaks and the barbecuing in slow motion. Then the R, not the R5, but the R. He's not bought the R5. He's afraid of the R5, that it will overheat on him. And then what's he going to do? Waste the whole afternoon? So he's going like, wait, this has got to blow over. Okay? And I don't blame him. His job is not cameras. His job is to barbecue. What are you going to do when the steak is ready to be flipped and the camera's heated? Well, you would use another camera, but he's just not going to put money in it right now for 2 reasons. I think he's annoyed with them. Okay, number 1. And number 2, it's like it's not all that solid. So until it gets more solid, I think that Justin is not going to be putting his money there. Boy, in just what, 1 or 2 hours? How long have we been going? Almost 2 hours. Okay, I almost drank 32 ounces. Guess how many times I'm going to be getting up tonight? A lot. Yeah, Mark. I agree with you, and like I started to say, he thinks that they have some kind of a random number generator. So your camera will recover at this amount of time, your camera. Otherwise, you'll be able to, if everybody's works exactly the same, you'll be able to say, you hard-coded it like that. But they don't all work the same. So the answer that we've come up with in theory is there's some kind of a easy peasy random number generator. And Mark, your camera is going to overheat and take this much time to cool off, and Simon, yours is going to overheat and take that much time to cool off, and Gerald Undone, yours not going to have any problems at all, you know. So something is going on somewhere. Okay, so we'd like to get back to honesty, and that's what I would like to see Canon do. Will they do it? I don't think so. I think they're going to try, like the spoiled child, you know, to get away with what they could possibly get away with. And that's why I believe I want, even if I'm wrong, I want to keep the pressure on for them to address whatever it does need to be addressed. I didn't build or design the camera, they did, okay? Okay, so Randy, you turned on the mic instead of the one on the iMac. I turned on the mic instead of, I don't want the one on the iMac on. I want this one on. Do I have a green light? Yes. Does it say Black Magic? Yes. Do I have the correct mic in here? Yes. So don't scare me, Randy. And tell me exactly. I was answering about the mic problem earlier, but when you got to my comments 15 minutes later, I know. That's part of the penalty of coming in here. I'm sorry, but you know, I made a thing that I want to talk to every single person that's making a comment, and I'm not just going to look down and pick out the comments that I want, which is the basic way that things run on live stream. I have to admit that. All right, so I'm a little bit different. So it takes me 15 minutes to get to your comment, so I get it. I understand. Mark says, I hope you get those frequent flyer points. That's a good idea. I'm going to tell that to Apple because, you know, I don't want to start a fight or anything, but you know that we have a little bit of a buy American thing going on. And when you buy from Apple, did you know? The lady that I spoke to when I called and I said, there's got to be something wrong. I think I might be getting the wrong ticket, you know, the wrong tracking number. Because it says it's Ireland. I said, Apple is in Silicon Valley, you know. And she says, until I came to work here, she said, I had no clue that the customized computers that you order from Apple are not made in America. They're made in plants that they create. She said, this plant has 6,000 employees that builds the custom ordered iMacs. And it's in Ireland. And she said until she started working for Apple, she had no clue. And she said she's pregnant. Because I asked her, I mean, she didn't blurt that out, okay? I said, I feel that maybe with the computer going to all these countries, I'm wondering if I'm kind of like a little bit at risk here. She says, well, I'm pregnant. That's when she said that. She said, so if I get a computer in like that, she said, I will put it in the laundry room or in the garage for a period of time before I allow it in because I don't want anything to happen while I'm pregnant. So I don't know enough about pregnancies to know if she's right or wrong, okay? She just was kind of agreeing with me. I felt a little bit like immature by suggesting the camera has been to Ireland, Germany, England before it gets to me. You know, it's not exactly what I really want in my house, but I don't have, she says you don't have a choice. But she says that she said personally I would segregate the computer, you know, and I almost slipped and said something. Okay, so I should get the frequent flyer miles. You are right, Mark. And Mark says, interestingly, the Canon teardown showed a Sony EVF. Yeah, I saw that too. I completely forgot about that, Mark. Plus hinting that the sensor may be a Sony one as well. So you might as well buy a Sony camera. Well, I'm pretty darn well sure it's a Canon sensor. Okay, it's not a Sony sensor. You can kind of tell by the way it operates and the construction of it being dual pixel. Anyway, I can't argue the point, but I did see that. Now, the EV, I believe it. I believe that the EV is probably being built by Sony, okay? And I think that the way things are going, Sony's probably going to gobble Canon up at some point. So in 2011 or 12, Sony made the arrogant statement that they wanted to be #1 in the camera market. And now they've made it to #2. They've only got one more to conquer. And if Canon keeps going down this road, I'd say it's not even going to be another 10 years before the #1 selling camera on this planet is going to be the Sony camera. Okay? So now the fanboy stuff rises up. I want both companies to succeed. I want the Nikon to succeed. I want them all to succeed. Okay? But Canon keeps playing these games, and we're sitting here having a conversation like, gee, why are they doing this? And I got to make funny faces because it doesn't even fit. Why are they doing that? Get rid of the ding-dong cinema line. Sell it off somewhere else. Okay, so you can come in with both fists up and fight for your consumer that's giving you the money, Canon. Okay, the people that are putting their money down, they're your people, Canon. That's the part Canon doesn't understand. When you buy a Canon camera, you know, we're their people. They're supposed to take care of us, okay? And instead, they think much more highly of, let's say, the cinema line. That's kind of what a lot of people would argue right off the bat. It's the cinema line. They can't afford to give you. I have people in my comments that go like, no one in their right mind would think they would give up the cinema cameras for the DSLRs. Well, if that's true, sell off this DSLR division, okay? Because it's just going to be a matter of time before Sony's little personal prophecy comes to pass. Alliteration. Okay, so it's just one of those self-fulfilling prophecies. But I have to add, on top of everything I just said, Canon makes a really nice camera. I enjoy using it. And I can't wait to experience the new menu on the Sony, because that's one of my beefs with Sony. Here's Tom. Just going to say thank you again, Tom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to turn the blue thing back on so I can see Tom's name. Now I lost it. Where is it? Is this it? Yes, it is. I'm going to have to label that better. Oh, we're at 140, 138, 135. So you're right, it did cool it down. So now I'll let that run. So these guys that have contributed here can get the gratitude that I intend, especially people like Tom. The biggest concern with the camera is how massive the file sizes are. Seems like they're going to demand some pretty intense computer power and space for smooth editing and storage. On the bind, some people call it bind, some people call it line skipped. I'm pretty sure it's bind. I don't think that the sizes are out of line compared to any other cameras. Now when you get from the 8K down to the 4K, which is what they call HQ mode, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a pretty good size file, and that's why these external SSD things are going to be excellent for ninjas. And I keep buying that 8 terabyte Seagate, I think is the one that I get, and I fill it up. When I fill it up, I put it over the side. You know, I got 3 or 4 of those filled up now, and I have never ever gone back to any one of those. And that's where all these video files are. Now, for the weddings, I do go back to that. That's in a Drobo. If you haven't heard of a Drobo is, it holds up to 5 hard drives, and it's designed so that it's a fail-safe system. It's not a RAID, okay? But if one of the drives go down, you get a red light, and they want you to take that out and put a brand new fresh one in, redistributes everything, and you go on. So it maintains the health. It's called Drobo, D-R-O-B-O. I have, what do you call it when it's on the internet? NAS, okay? And now with Apple having the 10 gigabit NAS, woo, okay? But the Drobos are expensive. So you really have to have an income from photography, weddings, events, something in order to put that online. Craig says, I agree, it's not good for Canon's reputation, but how much have we talked about Sony tonight? Not a whole lot. Now, I do control the narrative, and I could easily go over and talk about, you know, Sony. But in my mind, I want to talk about Canon to keep the pressure on, to hear what questions you guys have, because I know, what do we have? I didn't even look. We got 20 people in here. We got 20 thumbs. So we got 20 thumbs and 20 people. Everybody has given it a thumb. Thank you. Wow, how much better can you get than that? So I do want to keep the narrative on the Canon. So if we actually start talking a lot about the Sony, I would pull it back to the Canon. Because this envelope that we have is going to close. And I think Canon is counting on that. I think they're counting on it to blow over. By the time we have Labor Day and we have other cameras in the field, people are just going to adapt to the fact that you just need to use one of these if you want your camera to work well. And your camera is not going to work as an 8K camera for long periods of time. It's going to be very short periods of time. And I think they might even be sitting back, okay, in their chairs, you know, oh, we'll just relax while this blows over, okay? So I don't want it to blow over. The camera has too much potential, number one. And number two, the people that are buying it is the people that I'm, you know, trying to help, the underdog. You know, what can they say? We hate you, Canon. What are they going to do? They're going to go burn down Canon? You know, photography people don't do that. So I'm just keeping the narrative there. But when I get this new Sony here, bye bye Canon. And the only thing that I can hope happens is they feel challenged in their sales and they decide to do something about it. Because we're not talking about an R, an RP, you know, we're not talking about a 90D. We're talking about the second layer flagship camera. The first is the 1DX Mark III, you know. So the problem that they seem to have on their hands is they have cinema cameras. How do we not replicate what we've got on our cinema camera, boys, in our DSLR cameras or mirrorless cameras, okay? Because now you're going to have the cinema cameras coming to the meeting going, hey, what's up? We're selling these cameras for $7,000, $11,000, and you're putting out a $3,900 camera. Does exactly what we're giving them? What are you doing to us? And apparently they seem to have a loud voice. So the problem with that narrative, if you want my response to that, is anybody that works in a large corporation, there's politics involved. You couldn't own an Apple computer, even though they operated better than the IBMs and the Microsoft, because if you screwed up, the first thing we're going to, yep, you'd see you're on a Mac. Everybody else in the office is on IBM. No, you're operating a Mac, you screwed up. You're out. Okay, that's where the blame would be. It's kind of like calling tech support and everybody goes around in a circle. It's like Ecamm says, oh, it's your camera. And then, you know, and now there's like, oh, it's Blackmagic. Blackmagic says, no, everybody else is using it fine. It's Ecamm. And it's actually Apple. Okay, so there was something about using that IBM computer. So you got that politics going on. So interesting things to talk about. I can't wait to see what happens in 1 week when we get together. What will have changed. But I got a feeling Canon's going to let it blow over. There's a little small window where you can get the goodness out of that camera, the R5, by using the external recorder. Now, I'm not sure if that window even exists on the R6. So I want to look into that also. So Randy, no, that's not Randy. That's Randy. The problem with the Chinese guy that was doing the thermal gun on the camera was that it was open when he was testing. If it's closed, which is weatherproofed, it builds up heat. That is one of the arguments I heard. I don't really go with that argument because it's the same thermal results that they're getting with the app from the SDK reading the files and the data, whatever they're reading, on a closed camera. So Andrew Reed has not torn his camera open, and he's getting the same temperatures that the Chinese guy is getting, which is telling me the camera is able to dissipate the heat. Okay, and if it does get hot and it overheats, then lo and behold, let the camera shut down. Okay, but the camera should shut down somewhere around the 90 degrees, not the 62. At 62, we're operating like we're operating here. And we're actually doing pretty well tonight with the, I guess those little ice packs, Randy, make the difference. I didn't use them the night before last, and we had, you sent me a text and told me, hey, you're stuttering. What did you do wrong? Well, you know what I did wrong? I didn't put the ice packs. I just put the thing to full blast, but I didn't put the ice packs. So tonight we have everything. I am set to preset full blast, and I have not 2 but 3 ice packs, and it's able to keep it down. It seems to be happy at 150 Fahrenheit. I don't have it set to Celsius, and lower, and the computer or camera, whatever we're doing, seems to work well. So I guess we're going to have ice packs around that R5, and here's the catch: it wouldn't help. That's the catch. Otherwise, you'd see people making these cages, the small rig cage and stuff like that, where you could actually mount little fans. And if they didn't think of it, I thought of it. So wait. Here is Scott. It's a great day here in Michigan, Happy M&Ms to you. Bum 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 bum. How you doing, Scott? It's been a week since I've seen your smiling face. How are you doing? We're all getting bored, I'm sure. And if not, turn on the news for a while, and then you'll get your blood pressure going. Greg says, sorry to get you going, Peter. I share your befuddlement. Another guy that can use, I am so befuddled. What an awesome word. I don't know where that came from, but it is just like befuddled incorporated. One of those words. It just, like, you know, maybe it reminds me of bananas. I love bananas in my smoothie. Olympus is used for 600 on B&H? Seriously? Golly gee whiz. If you had to get the A6100 or an Olympus EM1 Mark II, what would you go for? That's pretty difficult. Randy says it doesn't say if it's used. If it was used, it would say. You'd be in the used department. You'd look up at the top, and it would show you that it's in use. So it's a brand new one, and it's $8.99. I saw it on one of the rumor sites, probably Micro Four Thirds rumors. I saw the Olympus EM1 Mark II in the used department of B&H for $600. But the $8.99 one is brand new. That's what I'm questioning, because that's really a spiffy. Can you tell how old I am? It's a spiffy price. Peter, Randy says, my mouse killers are in attack mode. I don't need to feed them breakfast tomorrow. Randy has some cats, and I forgot. Oh gosh, he told me. Okay, he's got 3 dogs also. Maybe 2 now, because I think one of them passed away. But if a mouse gets in the house, they hunt it down and get it, which is awesome, because once you get the mices in the house, you know, it becomes dangerous. They can, you know, spread poison and stuff like that. So I guess when you came home from work tonight, Randy, they had their feast already. Olympus and dealers are selling the Olympus Mark I, M1 Mark II for $8.99 through 2 p.m. tomorrow. But the full-frame Canon R is now $9.99. That's the price that should have been. Anyway, but with severe 4K crop, of course. The 4K crop on the R is it's the same as this. So my 4K here and the R is basically the same thing. So when you go into 4K on the R, you get this. You get something similar to Micro Four Thirds, which is a 2X, and then on the R, it's 175 to 185, one of those numbers, very close to each other, okay? It tilts more towards the R, okay? But if you go to the GH5S, they're at 1.8, so they're about the same thing as an R. So $9.99, I guess some people are trying to move out some cameras, no? Charles, that's what you want. $8.99 for the new one. The used one is rated a 9. That's probably not too bad, but I would go for the new one at $8.99. Or would you go for an A6100? Inquiring minds want to know. Scott, I would Order the 90D right now if it had great eye focus. I'd have to see. I'm going to get a 90D in here within the next week. In time. I hope it's in my time. So we'll do some tests and see how well it does. I'm definitely going to do the Walker Focus. I've done it before, but heck, I want to compare it with what I got. So, and Justin's got 3 of them. I would rather get a Fujifilm X-T3 for $9.99. It's a much better camera. It's an X-T4 without IBIS, articulating screen, and don't forget one of the most important parts. Which camera am I on? The bigger battery. That battery dies so fast it scares the snotty out of me. Scott says, I still can't get over how great your broadcasts look and sound. You are now rivaling major network quality. Woo! You take quality very seriously, even though you are a light-hearted guy. Thank you, Scott. That's quite a good compliment. That's an amazing compliment. I appreciate that so much. So what you're saying is true. I do take quality very highly because I have this little talking head in the back of my mind, this little voice in the back of my mind that says, wait a minute, you're telling me you've been a photographer since the 1980s and your video looks like that? It's like 1 and 1 doesn't make 2. You don't qualify to be one of those voices, you know, that can claim that they are, you know, good. So I think I just got caught up in that, and now it's a personal challenge. And you know, so many people say, I don't want to say everybody, but almost everybody says it's absolutely ludicrous to shoot live stream in 4K. It's ridiculous. Some of them will be a little bit more pointed than that, add a few cuss words, okay? And I've had it told to me directly, okay, by some people that I highly respect also. I look at it this way, though. Peter, don't ever make that face again, especially with your double chin. Okay, I look at it like this, okay? The 4K that I'm streaming now, with the help or the doing of Randy, which has brought us out of the that highly, what do you call it, mode. I want to turn off the blue so that we can cool down again. All right, so, which has taken us out of the stuttering mode. I'll stutter with my mouth, but I don't want the camera to stutter. Okay, so this is what I expect of the new computer without ice packs and fans and all kinds of tricks that we got going on. The fan thing that was installed inside, okay, that software that Randy had me put in. And I just, it just needs to be that much better to have zero stuttering. So I'm hoping this new computer takes it over the line and I'll have what I want in one computer. All right, and that is the ability to talk to Scott and not in oblivion. Where he's somewhere in the chat column over there, if anybody wants to even look at it. No, you're going to look at Scott. Everybody's going to look at Scott's comment now. And I'm going to talk to Scott. And I can see his avatar. And I can read it. I still can't get over, if I can read anyway, I still can't get over how great your broadcast looks, sounds and looks. You are rivaling major network quality. Okay? I take quality very seriously. So now I'm reading Scott's comment, I'm looking at Scott's avatar, and I'm speaking straight to Scott, and you all are watching, and you know I'm actually involved with somebody, and I'm not in La La Land here pretending, oh, I'm talking to people, but I'm just in a room with a camera, you know. It's like the people feel involved with me, and I feel involved with people. And I'm going to the ends of the earth to keep that. And you know, that's just my philosophy, my vision. It's me and you that matters. Okay, so that's what's going on. So thank you, Scott. That's a nice compliment. We do have some pretty good quality. And I started live streaming when? In February. So it took a couple of months, honestly, to get to the point where I could say, you know, that don't look too bad. And I'm not, you know, like cringing, like it's like cringeworthy, you know, I'm looking at it and going like, oh my God, that's terrible. So let's make a stutter. Can't make a stutter. Now that I want it to stutter, it's not going to cooperate. All right. If I stand perfectly still. Nope, it didn't stutter. We're at oh my God, I never saw it. 131 degrees? Golly gee whiz, Randy, I never saw it. Am I actually broadcasting? Yes, I am. Do I have mics? Yes, I do. I don't think I've ever seen it come down that low. So all these fans and the, you know what I need to do, you guys? All right, it's time for Peter Go Crazy mode. Okay, so this goes on my vacuum cleaner. I put the tube here and I turn the vacuum on and go vroom, 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 vroom. I am just doing this because I can, okay? So what we need is a tube like this tube, okay? It needs to be the full length of the Mac. It needs to have a closed end here. It needs to have a slot here. And you just go and put this, because the Mac, all the intake for the air is right along the bottom of that frame. You need to be able to just snap this on. And over here, there's a box. And in this box is like 120 millimeter or two 80 centimeter fans, okay? And you have a choice of letting it operate just like that and force cool air away from the computer up into the Mac, and then have an auxiliary option where you can connect a hose from here, and then you could buy any length of hose that you want, kind of like a vacuum hose, but maybe something a little bit bigger, maybe like a pool vacuum hose. And you can make that maybe up to 10 feet or 15 feet, and then have another 120 millimeter fan, and you can just kind of hang it in front of an air duct, like one of your you know, central air conditioners, or I have a window unit here, so you can actually pump cool air and make cold air go up in there. Or you can make it even more complicated and make it so you could take those ice packs that I have and make it go through an exchange, because I don't want to put humid air up through the computer, although it might keep it cleaner, okay? And you can be pumping in cold air, because those 3 ice packs have, and that fan that Randy made me put in there, have basically brought this down by maybe more than 50 degrees. Maybe more than 50 degrees, okay? Because where I was operating over 200 degrees, I am now operating at 142, 140, it bounces, 136, and it'll give me a 150 every once in a while, okay? 154, 133, okay? So that's the temperature of a CPU, guys. That's what I'm reading, those temperature readings, okay? So let me switch that over real quick to not Fahrenheit, so you can see what my computer's running at, and we can compare it to the Canon R5 and what it's running at. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, I'm going into preferences, I'm going to go back to centigrade. Okay, so I'm running now at 60C, 64. This is no stuttering. The iMac is fine. This is the temperature that the R5 cuts out incorrectly and telling you that it's overheating. So right now, my Mac would shut down. You know, you thought it was a joke? Who said that? Was it Mark? Somebody. Who said that? That was very good, okay? They said, yeah, if this was a Canon, it would be shutting down now. We'd be off the air, okay? So we're at 58 degrees, 61, 60 degrees centigrade, 63, okay? So I'm in the 60s, okay? Now at 90 degrees is where Apple starts to throttle down the CPU to cool it off. And it cools off so quickly, even though it's completely encased, but it does have a fan cooler in there, okay? that it actually will throttle back up again. So this is really a little bit of an education for me. So we're at 58, 62. The 62 is where Andrew Reed said his app shut down his Canon R. Okay, so get yourself a temperature thing on your computer and sit there for 10 minutes and watch your temperature. Okay, so we just had a power blink and I thought I was on a battery backup here. Thank God that Canon didn't make the body. That God made the body. Because the body, what does it run at? 98.6? You know, and then when it overheats, it shuts off. You know, so anyway. We've got Charles is up on the line. Actually, the R5 sensor is a Sony sensor. The Chinese tech, yeah, we went through that. And Martin says, agree. Martin, you should tell me what you're agreeing with because I have said so much stuff here. I like Yoo-hoos. Does anybody have Yoo-hoos in the area where you are? So Martin's going to agree with me. He loves the Yoo-hoos also. Now, I know you don't have Yoo-hoos over in, where are you, in Spain? I know you're not in Spain. I just want to see if you're listening. He's over in Britain. So, Mark, years ago I used a Nikon and loved the D200 only to find out recently that the sensor was a Sony. Absolutely. That was a big thing for quite a while. Who was making the Nikon sensors, starting with the D3 and newer? That was like one of the talks around the water fountain. I'm not advocating any manufacturer and usually remove any stickers that hint towards the brand as they are not paying me. I find it strange that those fanboys exist as it is unproductive, and I feel the same way about cars. If I'm going to go and buy a $60,000 car, $70,000 car, they're going to put these transparent clear stickers all over the back that it's the Midway Toyota, you know, and then they put it on the license plate, and then they put something on the front with their name. It's like, hey, I just paid you $60,000. Why aren't you advertising me? Why am I advertising your name everywhere I drive around? Okay? And then when you buy a Cadillac, it's not like a small little cat. It's like Cadillac. Okay, so it's just part of the landscape, but I agree with you, Mark. I think of that so often. The hamburger buns, the paper that they wrap the hamburgers from McDonald's and the sandwiches from Chick-fil-A and everything, those papers are printed up the wazoo. Chick-fil-A 1,000 million times, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. But when I open it, okay, my buns are not branded. Don't go there. Okay, it's not like the mark all over the hamburger that I'm eating. So why, when I buy a car, I have to be a driving billboard for so many different things? I'll put my own bumper stickers on there. What I love talking about are instruments that work well and are not in my way. And they basically become an extension of your hand, right? When I was taking weddings, you know, I hardly had to look at the camera, you know. I just taught somebody that on most of the Canon bodies, the center button's got the ISO button on the top has got two little dots that you could feel for. So in pitch black, you can find which button is the one that is for the ISO. Now they're moving away from that same body over and over and over, but there's all kinds of things that are built into the cameras, the Nikons too. These are really highly developed, highly refined cameras. Highly designed, except maybe not the inside. Somebody else is using the befuddled word. I am befuddled that Canon has such a quagmire on their hands. You're trying to yank my chain, Scott. I can see you chuckling right now. I'm gonna say befuddled, and Peter's just gonna get all turned on by me saying that. Well, you're right. I think that I'm befuddled at so many things with the camera world. It's amazing. So, temperature 57 C's, 63. Boom! Canon shut me down, baby. Good night, everybody. But obviously, we're not overheating. And it's proving the point right here. This design is not overheating at 65. And you know, before Randall got his little hands on this computer, we were up over 90, 95, 98. I don't know if I ever saw it hit 100. But on the Fahrenheit side, I saw it go up to 203, 205 degrees. Let's see if Charles is befuddled also. Here is a fact on the R5. Canon engineers decided not to put a heatsink on the CPU. Why? Because we like you. M-O-U-S-E. Because engineers know that the CPU does not overheat. That's a good point, but they needed to put one on the Digic processor, because that seems to be the warmest part. Here's Mark. I was wondering where he went. I'm having another. You had a beer last week. How many beers do you have? You have a beer every single week? And I'm having a beer and turned your stream on. What's your take on Sony putting out a full frame entry camera? Yeah, I'm watching the news on that. As it's coming out little by little. What is it? The instead of the A7 and A9, this is the A5. So I need to learn more about it. I can't rattle off anything about it. Okay. So my first question is, Nikon did that exactly. They came out with the Z5. So I have the Z6. There's a Z6 and there's a Z7. Now on their Z5, all right, I'm going to make a video probably next week, unless it's a busy week by news, and I'm going to attack the HELL out of Nikon for that Z5 that they are putting out or have just put out. And the reason is they took the 4K and cropped it to a micro four thirds size. And they didn't put a flippy screen. Do they realize they're in third place and sliding? And that maybe they need to be a little more aggressive? You know, they just put out a Canon R. Not the R5. They just put out a Canon R. So I don't get that. And I'm a Nikon fanboy. The Nikon cameras are amazing, awesome cameras. They're a sleeper camera. But this is a brand new one, just coming to the market, if not, maybe not even on the market, okay, yet. And it's got no flippy screen. And so what kind of a game are they playing? Because you're spending less, we can't give you anything. That's not the game that Nikon played to stay afloat all the years that Canon owned the camera market. They played, we're going to give you more and more and more. And then when we give you more, you're going to give you more on top of that. So suddenly we're pulling this kind of crap. So I want to hit them hard for that. Is it going to be a good camera? Probably. It's going to be a wonderful camera, okay? But I don't want to see them go under. I don't want to see Mitsubishi shut them down, okay? I want to see, or sell them off. I want to see Nikon stay in a big company that's got some money behind it and succeed. So what is this Z5 crap? It's just a marketing piece of junk, okay, in terms of features. And they're going to play the same game. Most people won't know it. You use 4K, it's cropped. Oh, okay, we'll take it. It could have been a world contender. See, the name of the game here is to take market share from the other company. Sony seems to know to do that. So I guess, who was it that just told me that? Charles. Who's read about this? Is the full frame on this camera in 4K cropped like the Nikon did? Because if they're coming out with the AS5, I want to know. I could look it up after. Oh, wait a minute. I'm back with Mark having a beer. Okay. Oh, Mark is the one that mentioned it. They're putting out a full frame camera. Well, they got to have cameras to sell. I'm not in control of anything. All we got is our little room right here. We've got 19, 20 people in here, and that's who we're talking to. So we're not going to change the world. we're just going to talk about it. But each one of you guys have a need for the camera to work in the environment that you're in. I need the camera to work here. I don't go out like I used to, so this is my environment. I'm not going to go vlogging. I'm not going parachute jumping. I'm not going to go bungee cording, whatever they call that thing. You know, I'm not going to go to Miami Beach and do surfboarding. You should see I'm wonderful on a surfboard. And when I fall, splash, half the ocean comes up. So this is where my camera needs to excel. And, you know, each one of you have that same environment, what you need to do. If you're making music videos, you're going to need to go places where there's a stage, where there's a venue, and operate your cameras there. And you need to fine tune. And you know what? This new Sony a7S Mark III is going to be good for that kind of stuff if you've got the money to feed it. Okay, it's going to cost for the camera and for the lenses. So what happens to Canon? I think everything just rolls over, and we might lose that moment. I'm going to do my best to keep that alive, you know, and hope that Canon will step in and do something to make it better. Okay. Not much else we can do, honestly. We could stop buying their cameras, but I don't want to. You know, now that I found out that this solves the problem, it's sitting here, it's $700 here. What is it, $1,000 in Canada is what Simon was telling me? You know, it's a lot cheaper than jumping ship and going to another camera, because everything else about the Canon is good. It's great, top of the line, magnificent for taking pictures. So it's hard to get all that stuff in one camera. So Canon feels obviously that they're in the driver's seat. I don't like the lying. Just be truthful. We're going to screw you. And that's the way it is, you know. So that's that was a little too blunt, wasn't it? Sorry. My apologies. Aaron, hi buddy. When is the iMac arriving? Hi Aaron. Good to see you. I talked about it earlier in this video. Okay, it has gone on a tour around the world because I got the UPS tracking number, and it should be here Tuesday or Wednesday is when they were planning. They got me excited because UPS switched it to where it was going to arrive today, and I'm going like, oh yes, I'm going to stream live with it tonight and surprise everybody. But no. It'll be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, depending on a few factors. Good to see you, though, and I do watch you. Your latest one was another interview with a different guitar maker this time, because you've been on a roll with the Martin guitar makers. And then, of course, Aaron sings, plays guitar. Yeah, it is plural, because I think he's got one of those guitar stands where it's like a spinner, you know. You can put like 3 different guitars, you turn it and you pick another guitar. And he's using the Mac like I'm using. He uses the Ecamm Live like I'm using. And we've had a chat or two, and we see each other here and there. I pop in and say hello to him. And now he's here reciprocating. So thank you, Aaron. You're my favorite Aaron in all of England. Except you're not in England, you're in New York. So, and that's the same mistake I've made twice. I don't know why I keep thinking the man's in England when he's sitting right there in New York City. Live from New York City. So good to see you tonight. You're up. What time? It's not that late. It's 12:30. Boy, that's not late at all. So we are August 15th now. Happy name day to all of the Orthodox. I'm Greek Orthodox. To all the Orthodox, today is a name day, which winds up being a big thing, like in Italy and stuff like that. So Scott, briefly remind me how you zero in on your color density for live streams, considering you can't color grade after the fact. Thank you. He wants me to tell you guys how I color grade. So I'm going to come over here. and I'm going to grab the actual tool. So there's 2 tools you can use. 2 tools, 2 tools, 2 tools. Okay, so this is the one that I give away for free, basically. I don't even know if it's in the description anymore or not. Basically, you're going to pay for the shipping, and I didn't jack up the shipping at all. Okay, but this is not an after the fact. I mean, this is an after the fact. Scratch that. This tool is after the fact. I would put it here. You've seen my videos, okay, and I would used to go like, I would zipping, okay, and I would color, but you're going to have to record and put it in your Final Cut Pro or your Adobe Premiere Pro and color there. So what you need to do is you need to color balance before. So I have a pro level tool, which is this tool. Kind of looks like this tool, right, because of the light shining, but this tool, where is the camera? Okay. I actually want to make a commercial where I'll go something like, and now just give it a break. I'm going to give you a word from our sponsors, and then I will have a pre-recorded thing, and I'll go like, hey, it's PeterGregg. I'm sponsoring my own video. Did you know that? I don't have a commercial. It's me. So this is the color tool. If I put it right up against the lens, can you see? You can see, kind of see through it. Okay. So you've got to pull it away 3 to 4 inches like that. And then you just take a picture aiming at your main light source. Then you have color corrected inside the camera. You set a color balance in the camera, and you're using this tool. Now this tool is not, this material is not designed for the photo industry. This is something outside, so I'm very protective of hiding where this comes from, so that it doesn't just pop up everywhere. Okay, so I get these in very, very large sheets. They go to a laser company, and they cut the, I can put that down right there. Okay, they cut this out in this shape, which I pre-designed, and it's got a thumb thing here, and it's designed to fit in a pocket if I had a pocket. It's not too wide, and it's also designed to go up to a 70 to cover the front of a 70 to 200 lens. It'll easily cover most other primes and stuff. Okay, so you put this in front, you pull it forward, okay, and you do a color correction. This is professional level broadcast quality color correction. So I don't say it too much here because I don't know what kind of a market we have, but that's what I use. It's available on PeterGregg.com. Just look for the color balancing tool and it's there. And now we'll go back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Oh, did you guys enjoy my little commercial there? I do. I have to make one. And, you know, they always go, we've been sponsored by Squarespace or this or that. And I am not sponsored. Okay. So why not sponsor me and make my own commercial with my own products? I've been thinking of doing that. It's kind of funny, which is kind of in line with what I do. All right. So that is how I color correct. This is designed to be aimed at the light source. If you were outside, the camera should handle outside without you having to do this, but you would aim it at the sky because that is your main light source. If you've got multiple light sources, pick a happy balance between them, okay, and then aim your camera at wherever most of the light is coming through. Put it up on your lens, pull it away 3 inches, okay. I set my camera in P mode and I turn the autofocus off. I also, try to, clean my lens and all that stuff. And then I just take a picture. Done. Once I take that picture, at that point, each camera registers it differently. Canon is one of the more cumbersome ways, okay? Unfortunately, Nikon, Olympus, Panasonic, most of them are close to one click or 2, and you're color balanced. Okay, so what do you do if you're in an environment and you've got different sets of lighting there, different sets of lighting there, different sets of lighting there? So what you do is you can make more than one preset. So you make one correction for your lighting over there, you make another correction of your lighting over there, you build a little library in your camera. Some cameras will let you go up to 4 and 5. Some of them will let you go up to 3. All right. So you make a little library, and then that becomes like an after the fact. Now for video, you don't want to see the color balances changing. It attracts attention, so you want to avoid doing that. So that's the tool, Scott. Thank you for reminding me to share that with everybody. That was very kind, and I appreciate that. So let's see. Scott's up next. Briefly remind me how you zero on your color density. Oh, Scott, you wanted to know how let me show you, Scott. This is how I do my color corrections. PeterGregg.com. Thank you, Scott. That was very, very good to remind me to do that, so I appreciate it. So what happens to Sony when, what happens to Canon when Sony releases the A74, the A7 Mark IV, with more megapixels than the S3? The new menu system, articulating full touch screen. PeterGregg might just buy one. I really liked my Sony A73. As much as I didn't like it, I liked it. So you figure that one out and write me a letter and tell me how I can possibly say something like that. I just saw my hair is time for a haircut, guys. So yeah, Sony's going to take over the #1 position. End of story. I thought Canon was coming back with both hands raised, ready to clobber them. I really did. And then they decided to lie. And that hurts their reputation. Charles is going to say something. Well, as it stands, you sound like Norman now. Canon is like a turtle. When a turtle sees danger coming, they hide their head back in their shell. Canon saw Sony coming, and the turtle, bump, hid. I think that would make a very nice tune. Where is my guitar? It's in the other room. Okay. We'll write a song. I love talking about lighting, and your lighting in the Christmas room is great. Thank you, Mark. However, my lighting in the Christmas room is very simple. The thing with lighting, the secret, the #1 secret to lighting is to understand the concept of the lighting. Okay? So just some very simple explanations. You've got full face-on lighting. That's what I'm using here. Then you've got a different type of lighting where you have a main light, offset it to one side or the other, and then make the other light a fill light. So now you've got a main light called the key light and a fill light. So this is a different type. This is where you look for a little bit of shadow on the side of the nose. Okay? And you can add to that a rim light. So I've got a number of rim lights happening here because I move around. If I was going to stay here, okay, I would throw up 2 lights in the front, 1 light up in the back, anywhere in the world I go. And then the closer you can automate it the better and easier it'll be, because you'll just use a slider. This one needs to be brighter, this one needs to be a lesser value. The hair light, the rim light needs to be higher or lower, okay? That's how simple it is. So a good question that would go right here is, why aren't I using the fancier lighting? Why am I using flat lighting? Okay, because flat lighting is the most flattering lighting to a face. Doesn't matter the age. Okay, so I'm using flat lighting because I'm not making an artistic wall art here. Now you look at Caleb, you look at Gerald Undone, you look at who else? Well, those two is what I remember. They're using key light, fill light, and sometimes they use a rim light. I'm trying to picture what they look like. Okay, now Caleb's skin is a little bit darker skin. He's got beautiful clear skin. It's like, wow, I love that. Okay, and so he can do that. It accentuates his face, but he's got that pro look, like he's sitting there in a portrait. Okay, Partridge in a pear tree, he's sitting there in a portrait in a pear tree, okay? So I'm sitting here with flat lighting. This is kind of like the news, like you would watch on your news. And it's more flattering to the face. And one of the best places that I can get with complete natural light, beautiful, stunning portraits, okay? Well, I'm going to be giving away all my secrets, so I'm not going to go into it. So there's places in your home that are just natural, beautiful light givers. So that was where? That was Mark, sitting at a bar having a beer with the boys, and he's talking about lighting. What kind of guys you hang out with? Thank you for liking my lighting. You guys ought to go back and look at some of my videos from quite a few years ago, and you'll see me evolve in finally getting that click to happen in my mind that the lighting here is the same as when I'm shooting portraits or weddings. That's the part that I didn't put together, and when it came together, bam! All of a sudden everything changed. I'm so disappointed in Nikon. I love their glass. I could ditto that. And here's Sly. I knew you were going to come in at the tail end. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I thought about you twice during this live stream. So Sly, the prettiest girl in the room. I don't know if we have any other girls. So anyway, we'll just go. Hello, Peter and fellow Greggies. Happy Friday to you all. You know, Sly gets a song. I'm sorry. She gets a song. If I sang to a couple of you guys, then I definitely have to sing to her. Hi, Sly, what you doing, girl? You are looking real good. I sound like a Beatles song. But I better get off this track because they'll hit me in the back if I sing a song I'm not supposed to. I was waiting for you, Sly, all night long. Where have you been? I knew you would come. I was thinking, will she show up tonight? Will she come and make me smile bright? Or will she forget that I'm on Friday night? Hello, Sly, how you doing there, pretty girl? I'm happy to see your face. I'm happy to see that smile. I see your avatar. You're smiling, is it at me? Or are you smiling at one of the other guys in the room? Or maybe the guy sitting next to you. Okay, Sly, I had to get a song out for you. That's just the way it is. You make it bubble up, and it's a good chance for me to sing and do something different. So thank you for coming in. I am so happy to see you. So here's Mark. No, I'm not singing to you, Mark. Do you think the Sony Entry full frame camera will kill Fujifilm cameras? I don't think anything's going to be killing anything right now. We're coming up into the Christmas season. I think everything, including the Canon R5, including the Canon R6, are all going to get on a little bit of an upswing in their sales season. And it's when it comes back to us being the major buyers that it'll start sorting that out. So I can't really make a prediction. Each one of these groups have their loyal followers. So when Fuji comes out with a camera, there's a base there waiting to receive it. Thank you, sir. May I have more, please? You know, and the same thing with Olympus, the same thing with Panasonic, the same thing with Nikon, with each one of them. They each have their little following, and that's what they're playing to. Now, where it gets interesting is when one of them ruffles the water. It's called chums the water here in Miami. When you chum the water, you're trying to get the sharks, you know, and tries to get some market share out of the other guy's house And the other guy's like, no, get out of my house, go away, you know. That's when it starts to get more interesting. So Canon had an opportunity to do that. Now Sony pushed back, and we're back to balancing each other out. So I do think you're going to see a consolidation within the next few years. And I think Olympus is the first pin to drop. Aaron says, I'm glad you're getting it before me, so you can tell me if it's worth getting. We're going to watch it together, buddy. I'm going to show either going to fall on its face and I'm sending it back, or we're going to see that the darn thing works. That's why we have this little group. We don't have many people in here. We got 21, and I got 22 likes out of 21 people. Now figure that out. Okay, so I'm counting on it, or very hoping really hard. That wasn't a good sentence, was it? I'm hoping very hard that it actually is going to work really, really well. And if it doesn't, then it's not going to. But I got a feeling it is. Everything is tilted in its favor. The only thing that can screw it up is the temperature, and I've kind of licked that. We are now at 67. So we're actually at now, we just dropped to 57, 53, 51, 63. See how the processor temperature changes so rapidly? And that's what goes on in the Canon cameras also. Here's Rob. How you doing, Rob? I was wondering, did you forget that we're gonna play cards tonight? Well, we didn't play cards. We never have. So good to see you, Rob. I'm so happy you came in. And I did have your name going on. I did get your donation, and I put it on my little blue strip. Where is my blue strip? That wasn't it. I'll find it. See, the problem is it's so far away. There it is. So I added your name on there, that you gave a donation with the PayPal button, because the what do they call those things? The super chats. I don't have them, so I can't say thank you and make a big deal out of people that have given a donation. So I put that thing at the bottom, and I have adding the names of the people that have been giving the money. People like to be thanked, so I want you to know that I am thankful, 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 thankful. Thank you, Rob. You get a salute. God bless you, brother. Here's another brother. Scott, did Canon disable the center pin on the shoe? Ooh, I heard a rumor about that. That would be a bummer, as I do have a third-party manual flash system for both speed lights and mono. I never heard that, but that would be nasty, in my opinion. Why would they do that? You can ask Simon. I don't know if he's got a flash unit. So Scott says, do we have any RP owners in the room? Any thoughts on this great bargain? Oh, I thought you might say more about the flash. The RP is gonna, when these prices come down into where they belong, then guess what? It becomes a good bargain. So Randy is saying hi to Sly. Hi, Sly. How are you, Sly? Hello, Sly. And Sly, let me guess. What do you think Sly's going to say? Hi, Randy. I knew that was coming. And then Randy's giving her a thumbs up. So Sly, I think someone's flirting with you, Sly. I flirted first, remember. So, LOL, I love it. Sorry I'm late. My long day at work. Well, I hope you're doing well. I do pray for every one of you guys, every single person, every night. So here's Mike. Oh, I have to give some accolades for Mike here. But first, hello, Peter. Hi, all. A bit late, but I'm here. If you guys haven't gone into the PeterGregg Live group on Facebook, and that's the name of it, PeterGregg Live group. I think I put it in the description down below. Mike uploaded a really cool video that he did, and what a professional, wonderful job. I watched it twice, Mike, just so you know. I watched it first because I was kind of like awed at the skill of the skaters, And then I watched it, looking at it from a technical point of view. You did such a great job with the panning, putting it together, you know, top of the line production from a 90D. And I was just like, not impressed, super impressed. So I'm giving you a pat on the back there. So it's there for anybody that wants to see it. I could actually show it here. I would have to turn off the music because I would get a copyright strike. Let's see, how could I show that? How could I show it? Let's see, Facebook. Hi Facebook, how are you? I'm in PeterGregg Live. I'm just talking out loud so you guys can see. Oh, Charles put up a how to restream. Thank you, Charles. Is that for me? Oh, why don't I show everybody? There's a lot of interesting stuff here. If there's anything that I'm showing that I shouldn't be, somebody let me know. Just for everybody's safety and my own too. So I need to go to the main camera. And I need to switch the main camera to that. And then I need to turn off our little blue right there. Okay, so now I can go to my desktop. And voila! Looky, looky! We got it right there. Okay, so this is the PeterGregg Live group. This is people they want me to invite, which I'm not doing. So Charles has got one up there. Oh, there's this one person that wants to join this group. I don't know who this is. Are you in this group under a different name and I'm not recognizing who you are? Because I want to keep this closed. But if it's somebody that's already in the group and I just don't recognize the name, that's I don't mean to be bad, okay, to do that. So I don't recognize who that is. I haven't brought them in. So Charles has a video how to restream. And Randall is showing pictures of his camera bag. And he got everything in the camera bag except one thing. And we'll go through his camera bag. He's got all his Sony Sigma lenses in here, which I thought was really cool. One pouch to do that. And uh-oh, the GoPro didn't fit in the bag. So he's got everything in there but the camera. So it's a camera bag, but we don't have the camera in the bag. So Randall is posting a lot of pictures. When we do have a photo contest, you guys are going to post your pictures here. Because then I can come here, and I'm guessing I can pick on a picture. Yeah, there we go. I can make it bigger, and I could say, look at that shot. The lighting seems to be a little bit more intense on the right. I do see an orange boundary going around that black case. Oh, wait, folks, wait. That orange boundary is actually built into that case. So I would score this on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. I would give it an 8.3. It would actually be an 8.5, but right here we got a little blue dribble coming right in here, and that just it just almost looks like it doesn't belong there. So I took 2 points off for that. I'm just joking, Randy. I am not doing this picture. It's a snapshot. Okay. So if we go down here, I'm trying to find. There it is, Mike. So let's see, how do I do this? All right, I have to go here. Okay, I have to shut the music off. Okay. And it's in 4K. So here's accolades to Mike. This is MDZ Shots. You guys know him, he's part of us. Look at that beautiful sky. Look at that beautiful pan. See, he knows not to pan too quickly, because if you pan too quickly, then it becomes stuttery. So there's a rule for how quickly you can or cannot pan. Now, this is where Mike starts to follow these guys. Okay, so they're not walking, they're going pretty quick, and they're pretty talented. This looks like there's some professional level people there. but we're actually looking on the bottom left-hand corner, and he's showing you it's a 90D 4K 24p Canon 18 to 135 lens, and he's showing you his website. And a beautiful piece of work here. Hats off to you, Mike. And these kids look like they didn't mind you being there recording them. So I did have to turn the sound off. He's got a beautiful soundtrack that goes behind it. Mike, can I get permission to show this? I'm going to get a copyright. He's going to copyright against me. Oh, look at that wonderful lady all with all those boys. Guess who all these guys are showing off for now? It's like, look at us, look at us. So I'm guessing this is in California. Yeah, Venice Beach. So there we go. Now, what? Look at Mike knows how to anticipate, follow, even when the person actually 100% disappears down in behind, you know, those dips and stuff. The camera still follows. So watch, he's going to follow this guy. Okay, so this is all skin, so it's easy to follow him. Okay, see how he disappeared? But the camera disappeared again. The camera came right back on, followed him as if he knew exactly where the boy was going. Awesome work. Excellent, excellent job. Good job, Mike. Good job. I wanted to wait for you to come. Oh, he continues. Now we're going to the beach. We're going to see the water. I was going to go back. But look at the beauty of the waves. 24p makes it look very natural. And there we have it. And see you in the next video. Okay, so you guys, here it is. MDZ Shots, 5 subscribers. Hey, he's one of us. You guys want to give him a little love, maybe? Possibly? Huh? I think that would be nice. And the other guy we need to show some love to is Jonathan with the violin. He's trying to get back on his feet, and we need to give him a shot. I don't know how to get there. I guess I better not screw things up. So I'm going to close this out. And then I'm going to go back and see if I can find where I'm hiding. I'm in here somewhere. I am. Trust me, I'm in here. There I am. There's our home movies. Did you feel like you were at home movies? Let's bring up the Nikon again. So I was waiting, and then when I saw your name, I wanted to share that with you. I hope it was okay. So we need to give him some love, and we need to give Jonathan some love. You guys that are not aware of Jonathan, let me see if I can find him so I don't show things that I'm not supposed to be showing. I'm looking on my PeterGregg Sings, because that's where I have all the Okay, I found him. Okay, so now let's go back over. You'd think I would know how to work all this stuff, right? Well, I do's know how to work this. So I need to go to the main camera. That's not the main camera. What's the matter? Can't you read? That's the main camera. And now I need to go to the desktop. And now that I'm at the desktop, okay, so this is Jonathan's site. It's Jonathan Anderson Violin. Okay, 691 subscribers. Can we give him like a little emotional boost here, guys, and get it up over 700? This boy is trying so hard to get up to 1,000. I mean, he's just gone through that appendix that burst while he was on the road. Emergency surgery. I mean, every time he starts to get up, he starts to, you know, fall again. So I could show you this video because I have permission from him to show this. Okay, before I let this play, he's actually a friend now. He's like a little brother to me. He's 21, 22 years old. Okay. So I've known him for now a couple of years. Okay, so I didn't know this, but he has been shooting all these years his videos in P mode. Doesn't know very much about cameras. So I got him to get a lens that's a 2.8 lens and a you know, what do you call it? The balancing stick? Can't think of it. senior moment, whatever. Okay, so now his dad and his brother are running the camera. All right, so now I've taught him how to pre-focus, how to get it out of the P mode and go into the manual mode, and actually set the ISO, set the color balance, set the aperture. You'd be surprised, people that are not into cameras, how sometimes they don't know much about running the camera. So I spent a week with him, and this is the result of what he's learned. This is his dad. He's walking around on a gimbal. Oh, that's the word I was looking for, a gimbal. And he's got like a Rebel T something. So the way he records this is 4 different times. He plays it once as the main track, then he's got a boom box where he's playing to himself now, okay? So one of these is the actual track, and the other 3 are where he's playing to himself. Then he blends them in Final Cut Pro. So I've gotten into the computer with him, showed him how to set things up, and I'm just so proud that he was able to take such a huge, amazing jump. Peter, would you shut up while he's playing? Okay, okay. So for an amateur, I think he's stepped into professional mode. Okay, so Jonathan Anderson violin, he's got 691 subscribers. So he could really use a boost of encouragement. So if you like music and a peaceful type of music, this is basically what he does. Let's see if I can go back. So he does covers. This one is one that he wrote, so I was able to make it. So he's going to try to put an album together. He forgot to white balance this. See how nice we have a beautiful blue tint here? So this is a cover. All right, Heart's Palisade is an original song. He did Tightrope from The Showman. And he is top of the line violin. I mean, this is not some kid playing violin. He's super talented, not just talented, but super talented. So I'm giving him a little push, and all I have to do is ask, and I know that if anybody actually likes that type of music, that you would go over, and I would like to get him into 700. And I will be pushing him every once in a while, because I really want to get him up over 1,000. So his family is the family are missionaries, so they moved to Mexico because of the financial situation. Instead of financially backing him, I sent him one of my old Canon 60mm 2.8 macro lenses. So that's how I put something in to bless the kid. So now, if you guys feel that you could do something by subscribing to him. That's one thing you can do. If you want to help him make an album, he's asking for donations. I don't know how. Maybe Patreon. I'm not quite sure. So that big announcement thing was about that he wants to get an album out by Christmas. So that's what's going on over there. So we showed MDZ shots, and now I showed Jonathan, and this is how we help each other. It's us little guys going in and helping the little guys that are right alongside of us. So don't get mad at me for showcasing someone. It's one of the things that I do. So back. Let's see. Let me close this out. It's annoying me. I have a true answer to the Fuji question. Fujifilm is in the league way above the rest. Fujifilm and Hasselblad are the only current medium format cameras that are great. Yeah, don't forget that Fuji not only shoots X-T3s, X-T4s, they've got medium format. And between Hasselblad and Fuji, there's no question in my mind I would go with the Fuji. Speaking of Fuji, right on time, almost like on cue, here's our friend Dan. Remember what I showed you last week? All the items that he donated and that we're supposed to have a contest. This is the Dan that actually donated all those items. And we're going to start having a picture contest or some kind of contest. So if you're not in the PeterGregg Live group on Facebook, get in there, because that's how I'll be able to go over and discuss the different pictures. So not only did Dan donate a whole stack of things, from a t-shirt to iPhone or a cell phone selfie stick to all neat little gadgets, okay, but he also is the owner of a Fuji medium frame format camera, and he also has the X-T3. But he has been doing commercial work for companies that are starting to not be able to get business because of the COVID stuff. So they're hiring people, and Dan is doing actually a professional series of videos for a cabinet making company. So he goes in and he records interviews, he shows off the wares, which would be customized kitchen cabinets, and that's Dan. So if you don't, you must have seen his name a few times, but this is who he is. And it's like we're talking about Fuji, and Dan is right there, right on time, right on target. So I know I'm about 15 to 30 minutes behind, so I don't know if he's still up because we are at after 1 o'clock now. Good golly, Miss Molly. So our 1 hour show, I was going to close it down like a little bit after an hour, is now 3 hours. So good. We did our stretching exercises, and now we can the warm up, and we can go into the regular. So hi Dan, good to see you, buddy. I did talk to him this week, so I hope you're still doing very well. Charles says the medium format sensor has the capacity to film 12K. Yep, and Dan did some of the videos on his, what is it, GFX? I think that's what he's got. So that, and not only that, Fuji is one of the sleepers when it comes to making amazing quality lenses. Maybe not focusing ability, which we're about to show, and I think it's gonna go down in flames, but the camera's still an awesome camera, and they got a very, very solid, good following. Mike says it's YouTube music, it will not be copyrighted strike. I muted it just out of safety because I've been hit twice. But thank you for letting me know. Oh, here's my favorite Raymond in all the world. Hi Raymond, how you doing, buddy? Hi Peter, hi everybody. You're still here. I'm taking a break from editing a video for the other channel. In the future, I think I need to cut back on the graphics so I can stay sane. Anything you want me to share, okay, you can give me a heads up that it's copyrighted music, because Mike just did that, but I already muted it. But if you want to share something, not for critiquing, okay, and whatever you do, I'll always compliment you, because I'm not the kind of critic that knocks you down. I'm not Simon, okay? So put it up in the Facebook. Peter Gregg Live Group is the name of the Facebook group. Peter Gregg Live Group. Yes, the word group is in there. And I'll show off your stuff, Ray. I'll be glad to show off. I'm behind you, buddy. I got your back. All of the people in here. Put something there, and if it's something I can show off, we'll go over there and show off, you know. Show each other off. That's what the purpose of this is, to be like a family, and we're getting more and more like a family. You guys don't shoot me down when I'm acting bad, and I'm grateful for that. So Mike says, thank you, Peter. Of course, Mike. My pleasure, dude. Yes, please do. So I get it now. What if he said, no, you can't show that? Okay, so Raymond says, not bad, Mike, not bad. His name is Mike, by the way, MDZ Shots. See, you're getting compliments, Mike, already. Craig, beautiful. Jonathan, we need your wonderful music, especially during these crazy times. Yeah, you could tell I kind of especially went out of my way to give him a boost. As a matter of fact, I forgot to mention, he needs to know that the boost is coming from us. So say something like, Peter Gregg sent me, or Peter Gregg Live Family, or something, so he knows that we're pitching in. He needs an emotional boost. He's kind of gotten pushed down. Okay, so I'm pretty sure he's not watching now at this time, so I don't want to tell that part, but he needs, you know, the guys to rally behind him and go like, you're awesome, dude. Do that, okay? I'm asking you to do that. So Craig says, beautiful. Yep, I agree. Many times I go to sleep, I put his music on because it's a beautiful violin. He talks at the end, which is something that I've made a comment, but I don't like people dipping into my videos and telling me what to do and not to do, so I've only said it once. Okay, so that'll wake me up. But I've gotten used to his voice now, so him talking while I'm almost falling asleep doesn't bother me anymore. So Jonathan is getting a good pat on the back from Craig. Thank you, Craig. Now do it over on his channel. And he won't know that you came from here, so you need to somehow let him know. Say Peter Gregg sent you. Okay, I'm not trying to build myself up. Say the Peter Gregg family or something. Nice double exposure effect on Jonathan's video. He does really good on editing. I gotta hand it. You know how kids grow up in the this technology world? Editing, wow, he can run circles around me. Okay, however, and what he doesn't know, I show it to him one time, and he's off. It's his. He makes it his. So it goes to show you, he's 21. He's been doing this for quite a few years. That's his environment, and his environment is playing that violin, which, if you give it a serious listen, he's really good, okay? I played violin up until I was about 20, 21 years old, until I started to drift off into something else. So the violin is something that I have an ear for. I don't want to overdo my qualities. And I could tell you that the guy is very, very good, you know. So we speak twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. And he sends me pictures of what he's doing. And then, like the last video that he just did, telling that he's trying to raise the money for an album, was poorly done. So I had to tell him that in a very nice, loving way. You know, he turned on blue lights, like those blue lights. Well, blue lights on the skin is not the most flattering color for skin. So I told him, don't do that again. Jonathan did really good. Now, his camera skills, I think his dad is going to wind up being the one that's going to build up these camera skills, because he's out there with the gimbal and he's following and he's learning how to focus. And the camera that he has the beginning stages of dual pixel autofocus. So he was not aware that you could tap and track, okay? So all this stuff, I just assume everybody knows kind of like the same things, but they don't. So I will make a course, you know, I'm going to call it a master course, Peter Gregg's master camera course or master photography course or something, #1. So there can be a #2 and #3. Okay. MDZ shots, thank you, Raymond. So Yep, Raymond likes it when people say hi to him, and that's why he's my favorite Raymond. So, Charles, that's not Charles. Why would a copyright strike hurt you? This channel is not monetized. You need over 1,000 subscribers to be able to get monetized. Well, I'll explain it to you. Well, since we're at the thing, I'll explain it to you now. If I'm not monetized and I get a copyright claim, not a copyright strike, a copyright claim, they put ads on my videos as if I was monetized, but the money goes to the person that does the copyright claim. Okay, so I am not monetized, so I do not want videos on, I do not want advertisements on my videos, and first of all, from a monetary point of view, to go to someone else. Okay, it would not go to Mike if it was a copyright claim. It would go to whatever music Mike was actually using, which happened to have been YouTube, so it wouldn't have bothered me. Okay, but now that I just played Jonathan's song, that was an original tune, and I have personal permission to use that song even if I wanted to make it like my theme song. Okay, he's very giving. All right, but Jonathan has covers, so he gets a copyright claim. He's only got 600 and something. We're trying to get him up over 700. So you'll see advertisements on him, but he gets nothing of that because he's not able to get monetized. So I don't want that to happen. I want to know when there's an advertisement, and I do have filters on my advertising. There's certain things I don't want on there. They're not major. Okay, so it's just one of those things. I don't want a copyright claim. So, and then the other thing that is slightly dangerous, you might get a music person that's a true a-hole. Okay, and they're not interested in doing a copyright claim. They want to issue a copyright strike. Okay, Metallica was very hot on that. They didn't want people to use their tunes, so they didn't do copyright claims. If you sang or covered one of their songs, they did copyright strikes. And it's their choice, not yours and not YouTube's. So if I write a song and someone does it, okay, I would make a copyright claim, which means I would get money for my own song. Okay, if I was a jerk, I would do a copyright strike. Now, copyright strikes are not productive. Okay, they're actually mean. So I don't think Metallica does that anymore. They might, I don't know. Okay, but it goes over into the legal area. So I just you just subscribed to Jonathan's channel. Great music. Thank you, Mike. That's good. Tell him, make a comment in there that you subscribed. Tell him you came from PeterGregg. You can go over and edit. In case you guys didn't know, when you make a comment in someplace, not here, okay, in a live chat anywhere, you can't fix that one, okay? But you can go and edit your comments. Those three little dots at the end, and you can edit your comment. Okay, so the reason I'm mentioning this is if you mention that you subscribed and that you came from here, he'll subscribe to you because he understands what it takes to build a channel. Okay, now if you want that, fine. If you don't want that, that's a different story. But you know, most of the people that I deal with are very polite, and they do understand that people are going through something to grow their channel. Okay, so I want to see if this camera's still going. I like the way my blue LED lights are going. So thank you, Mike, for doing that, MDZ Shots, for subscribing to Jonathan. Anybody else that's not subscribed? We still got 20 people in here, 19. Please, let's get the boy up over 700, and then we're going to work on getting him up over 1,000. So I am having conversations with him on that, on things to do, because he's putting all that effort. He wants the reward of monetization. You guys do too. Charles, I'm sure you would like to have it monetized, you know. You just put up an early Twitch. I don't know what it takes to get monetized on Twitch, but Twitch is much more user-involved feedback than YouTube is laid out to be. Okay, we have gotten to the end of the road. You guys did great tonight. I have to applaud every single one of you. You did a great job. Okay, here's your $100. No, I'm just kidding. So thank you for coming in and visiting. How about if we do this again next Friday night? You think that would work for you? Let me check my schedule. Yeah, next Friday night would be good for me. Is it good for you? All right, guys. God bless you all. I pray for each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. And we are ready to go. Done. Finished. End of story. If anyone's in here that hasn't subscribed, please subscribe. Seriously, golly gee whiz, Batman, subscribe. That would be very nice. I'm going to say goodnight. Bye-bye. Love you all. Bye.
You have just watched another PeterGregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch PeterGregg. Thank you for watching.